At the agency show Kennedy is adding 7 new members to its panel of vaccine experts.
And at least 3 of those reported new members have been critical of vaccines. HHS telling ABC News, you will hear it from us when there are new members to announce.
It also comes as Florida's Surgeon General announces plans for his state to end vaccine mandates for school kids. While he says vaccines should be left up to parents, health experts warn it could be dangerous to the health of children, especially those who are immunocompromised. New data centers are blocked for the rest of this year in Clayton County following a vote by commissioners.
The moratorium is spearheaded by Clayton County Commission Vice Chair Elena Reeves, who says she's heard all kinds of concerns about data centers from residents.
Health and safety, well-being, folks wanting to know if there are certain neighborhoods that are already having blackouts from power outages.
She says commissioners are listening and will study the issues for the next few months. 2 new data centers approved in the past year in Ellenwood and at the old Fort Gillem site are not affected by the temporary ban. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
And a new CBS News poll finds most Americans still have a negative view of the economy. Director of Elections and Surveys Anthony Salvanto says wealth remains a dividing line.
People who have higher incomes are more likely to say they're not feeling inflation as much and they think the economy is doing a little better. But most Americans are not feeling this and haven't been for a while.
And the survey finds uncertain and struggling are the terms most used to describe the current economy. Only about a third of those polled use words like rebounding and expanding. It's 9:03. Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. And we start with triple team traffic. And here is Smiley Mark McKay.
Shut down an exit ramp in downtown Atlanta. That has a negative impact on the connector as a whole. All morning long, a truck hasn't moved off the ramp from 7585 north to Peachtree Pine Street, exit 249. Heroes have shut down the ramp as big rig tow trucks are in there trying to get that truck out of there. Bottom line, the connector northbound still jammed, leaving 166 Langford Parkway, and that pressure through East Atlanta is on. I-20 westbound approaching Glenwood Avenue, slow crawl to the connector. Where are the slow spots now on 285, Ashley Frasca?
Still a little crowded on 285 west, headed over from I-85 rolling through Doraville, and 285 northbound on the exit to South Cobb Drive. There's a stalled vehicle in the middle of that exit ramp. Slow traffic through Vinings, headed 285 east over to New North Side. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad, and it's headed to 87 this afternoon. That's our average high this time of year. Partly cloudy with some isolated showers and storms. Rain chance 30%. Mostly sunny, hot and dry tomorrow. Low 70, high 92.
71 degrees right now in Gainesville, 68 in South Fulton, 72 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome and a good, gorgeous Thursday morning to you. Mark Arum and crew. A lot of information over the next 3 hours. Coming up in 1 hour, we're going to talk to some representatives of Georgia Power. They're going to be in studio talking about the future of the Peach State's energy use and how data centers might be tapping into that. Got 2 amazing actors going to join us today live, Andre Holland and David Duchovny. A big story possibly down off of North Avenue. Coca-Cola possibly making a huge sale. We'll go in depth on that. And oh yeah, it's the 5K day bonus blitz coming up in a little over an hour. I'm going to give you a keyword, chance for you to win $1,000 since no one won Powerball. It'd be nice to win $1,000 just for listening to the Mark Arum Show. Right now, though, I want to go live to D.C. to kick things off. Joining us from CBS News, our buddy Natalie Brand. Natalie, good morning. Thanks for your time.
Good morning to you, Mark. Good to be with you.
Had a lot of headlines yesterday out of the White House. President Trump taking questions from reporters after meeting with the head of Poland. Let's start with the president's reaction to what was going on the other side of the globe and the China summit. President Xi hosting Vladimir Putin, the leaders of North Korea, and for a time, the leader of India. A lot of pomp and circumstance, a military parade. What was President Trump's take on that China summit?
Yeah, well, what was interesting, Mark, is the social media post that the president sent out saying please give my warm regards to Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un as you conspire against the United States of America. And he signed it, President Donald J. Trump. And then he was asked about that social media post and the parade during, the media availability during that bilap with the Polish president. And he told reporters that, he understood the reason they were doing it and that they were hoping that he was watching and that he was watching. But he also noted that his relationship with all of them, he says, is very good, but that we will find out how good over the next week or two, seeming to particularly reference, these stalled talks between Russian President Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky as he really tries to continue to put pressure on them to work out a peace deal and meet for direct talks.
In the meantime, Natalie, we still are ongoing negotiations with China. I mean, that truly is the elephant in the room when it comes to military and economics. Obviously, we had that Alaska summit with President Trump and Putin a couple of weeks ago. What's the state of the relationship, do we know, between President Trump and the president of China?
Yeah, I mean, as you noted, it is this delicate dance because, Trump would say it's a good relationship right now, but it's also, a fraught one, especially amid these trade negotiations, which those tensions seem to have been dialed down given the talks between the Treasury Secretary and his Chinese counterpart. But again, it's still the tension is still there, and especially in light of the Federal Appeals Court's ruling against President Trump's reciprocal tariffs on countries. That is also another factor here as these trade deals continue to play out and be negotiated. The question how that all plays into this is another one that we're all watching from D.C.
Yeah, that's a great point. Why make a trade deal now if they're not going to be legal in a month or two, depending on what the Supreme Court says? That adds a tough layer to the negotiation process between us and our trading partners. Natalie Brand from CBS joining us live here in the Mark Arum Show. Yesterday, as the president was taking questions after his meeting with the president of Poland, did the use of federal troops in Chicago come up at all?
Yeah, because the president is asked about this every time that he, goes before cameras, and he's given, Mark, as we've been talking, mixed messages on this topic, but definitively said this week we'll go in. He just didn't say when. But then when asked again about this yesterday, he said, we're making a determination. Do we go to Chicago or do we go to a place like New Orleans, where there is a Republican governor over the state of Louisiana who wants Trump to come in, he says, and straighten out, some issues, according to the president in the city. So, that's interesting because that's really the first time that we've heard of particularly or specifically a red state being mentioned in the context of this anti-crime initiative that the president could very well has threatened to expand outside of Washington, D.C. and also outside of Los Angeles, where he had sent troops prior to quell some of the immigration-related protests. But another notable development is this ruling from a federal judge in California, which found that, the deployment of National Guard troops and Marines to Los Angeles was illegal, according to the federal judge. That will be appealed by the Trump administration. But in his ruling, he noted, the president and Secretary Hegseth talking about troops being sent to other places within California and beyond, saying that in this ruling that creates a, quote, national police force with the president as its chief, and that is a concern.
Yeah, I wonder if now that Louisiana has been mentioned with the Republican governor, if that would ease President Trump's ability to send National Guard troops if he has the blessing of the governor of Louisiana to get those troops into New Orleans.
That's typically how this works. A state governor can make the request for, federal help, the National Guard. We've seen that in times of emergency. We just haven't seen it in the context of a sweeping anti-crime initiative, nationwide. But yes, that's typically what happens is that a governor, in this case, a Republican governor, could ask President Trump for help. What we've seen in the Democratic states is the threat of legal action, particularly, when you look at Illinois and Chicago. Local and state leaders there have quite clearly stated, we don't want you in the state, and if you do move forward to unilaterally send troops here, we will see you in court.
Yeah, and it makes it's an interesting shift now because here we are in Georgia. We have a Republican governor, but the city of Atlanta, we've been wondering if President Trump would be targeting the crime areas of Atlanta, and maybe that Louisiana move is a first step or next step, and maybe we could see them here in Georgia as well. Natalie Brand, CBS News. Natalie, as always, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
Yeah, that's it. All right, so that's interesting. Yeah, because, who knows what's going to go on at the courts. As we've seen in the second Trump administration, though, Deborah, President Trump fares well when things get up to the Supreme Court, right? Mm-hmm. He usually is losing at the lower courts, but the Supreme Court generally has had his back. So we'll see what this lawsuit in Los Angeles, in California, about the use of National Guard troops. But if the Republican governor of Louisiana requests them, then it makes it easier for President Trump. Would Governor Kemp request troops for, I don't know, he's got a pretty good working relationship with the mayor of Atlanta, so I don't know, but obviously a story worth monitoring. Also a story worth monitoring is we played this a little bit yesterday. We had that press conference on Capitol Hill with all of the Epstein victims. And we heard from Marjorie Taylor Greene at the beginning of that press conference, a somewhat bipartisan press conference with a handful of Republicans joining their Democratic colleagues and giving a voice to all of these Epstein victims, some who have never spoken out before. Elena Trine at the White House this morning with the latest on that and reaction, if any, from the White House after that press conference with the Epstein victims.
Yeah, for a while now, the White House and people here in this building behind me have long recognized that this was likely going to be an issue that came back when Congress returned from recess. They recognize that really the backlash that the president had faced over the handling of this Epstein case, yes, it's not as bad, they believe, as it was in July when it kind of hit a fever pitch. But again, they knew that it would come back in full force when Congress was ready to put attention on it. And that's exactly what we saw play out yesterday when we saw not only those Epstein victims, many of whom have not come forward publicly, speaking on Capitol Hill at that press conference. And then, of course, as you mentioned, we're seeing a growing number of Republicans really try to hold the Trump administration accountable here. It's not just Thomas Massie, the only Republican lawmaker on this. You're also seeing people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Nancy Mace, all of them coming out and trying to say that more needs to be done here, particularly having the Trump administration release more of these files. Now, we did hear the president, for his part, address this yesterday. He was asked a question about it while in the Oval Office, and he kind of tried to dismiss it again, all of this, as a Democratic hoax, even as we heard some of these victims really in the most clearest terms describe what had happened to them and what they believe needs to happen next. Take a listen.
Mr. President Donald J. Trump, I am a registered Republican, not that that matters because this is not political. However, I cordially invite you to the Capitol to meet me in person so you can understand this is not a hoax. We are real human beings. This is real trauma.
We are tired of looking at the news and seeing Jeffrey Epstein's name and saying that this is a hoax. We are tired of it.
This is a Democrat hoax that never ends.
Look, I mean, clearly that juxtaposition is pretty striking, and a lot of people very dissatisfied with the president's answer there. And I remind you as well that even though he's calling this a Democratic hoax, a lot of this stemmed from the online right, even people who are within the president's FBI leadership, the vice president, et cetera, the ones who were really pushing these conspiracies around Epstein, all to say it's not really clear what's going to happen moving forward from the White House side, but what is clear is that Congress is going to continue pushing them to do more. We'll have to see how it all plays out.
Elena Trine at the White House this morning. And as I said yesterday, I think the president really needs to use a different word than hoax. that's not the appropriate word, because by saying this is a Democrat hoax, that's saying that the Democrats have coordinated all these women to lie, that they were abused by Epstein and Maxwell. I mean, he's been convicted. She's been convicted. That's a real story. I think he needs a different word. Hoax is not the word he needs to be using. Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene was asked about this yesterday on Real America's Voice Network.
Today he called it a hoax while these women were speaking out, and they were saying, we're not a hoax, we're human beings. And I think we need to see something turn around there.
You know,
and I'll say this here:
he can prove it's a hoax by releasing it. Let us decide if it's a hoax or not. I mean,
it's not a hoax because Jeffrey Epstein is a convicted pedophile.
Yep.
That takes away the whole hoax things. It's not a hoax. It's not a lie.
Yeah, he's got to come up with a different word. He's already rebranded the Big Beautiful Bill to something new, so it's not too late to substitute a word for hoax, because we heard from the victims. There's been convictions that the sex trafficking and the abuse, not a hoax. It is an actual thing. All right, September 4th, 1 year anniversary of Appalachia High. We have some movement in the court case of the two suspects. We'll get you caught up to date after we check the ride through downtown Atlanta. Let's say hello and good morning to Mr. Mike Shields.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Still watching the ramp, the connector northbound ramp to Peachtree Pine Street blocked off due to a stalled out tractor trailer. The connector itself still seeing the brake lights starting at Langford Parkway 166 through the Grady Curve, breaking free past Peachtree Pine Street, 7585 southbound, also on and off the brakes from 17th Street down to North Avenue. This report is brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Head to your local Whole Foods Market for September stock up. Save on meal solutions for busy schedules, including fresh produce, pantry staples, and household essentials, now through September 16th. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Chris Chandler. When you join us Friday starting at 5 for Atlanta's Morning News, we'll help you plan the weekend with our exclusive 5-day forecast. And Clark's spilling a big secret he says the big cell phone providers are keeping. Plus our bonus blitz on WSB.
Two houses, same neighborhood, nearly identical. But one had an orchard sign, and it sold for way more. So what happened? Well, the first homeowner used a traditional agent, and after weeks of sitting on the market, price drops, and mounting frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard. Their local orchard agent didn't just list the home, they knew how to market it properly. They knew which upgrades would attract serious buyers, brought in pros to handle the prep, and position the home to sell for top dollar. And thanks to Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, that homeowner moved into their new place before the old one even hit the market. No showings, no disruptions, no living in limbo. That's the difference. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard. Start with a free home valuation at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place. You know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in, we'll work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Have you ever had a bad experience getting repair work done on your European car? You need to get to know Wolf Pen Auto Repair at Roswell for honest estimates with honest pricing by factory certified techs for work on your Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or BMW. Search Wolf Pen Auto Repair and see the difference.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Join Findlay Roofing this weekend at the Fall Atlanta Home Show at the Cobb Galleria Center. Dave Baker here. Stop by the Findlay Roofing booth and say roof, roof during our live broadcast of the Home Fix-It Show Saturday morning. More info at FallAtlantaHomeShow.com.
The federal government failed these victims because of the 6 that we spoke with yesterday. I believe at least 5 of them had spoken to FBI officials, had spoken to law enforcement officials. Many had given depositions, and yet nothing ever happened to anyone.
That's James Comer, Republican representative from Kentucky, talking about the Epstein victims we heard from. They say might release, or one of the congressmen might release a client list by name, if allowed, on the floor of the House, if this ever gets to the vote. A lot of moving parts in the Epstein-Maxwell story. We'll follow them. Big development today. RFK Jr. is going to be testifying in front of the Senate. One of the many issues has been the instability, let's just call it that, at the CDC here in Atlanta. A big story we are going to monitor. I mentioned before the break, Deborah, it's the one-year anniversary of the Appalachia High shooting. September 4th, 2024. The school is open today. Students and staff at Appalachia High will participate in a, quote, day of prevailing love on the one-year anniversary of the deadliest school shooting in Georgia's history. Should remind you who the victims were. Students Christian Angulo and Mason Schmermerhorn, and teachers Anna Christina Remy and Ricky Aspinwall. I hope I pronounced those names right. I don't think I did. They were all shot and killed at the Barrow County School 1 year ago today. 9 others were injured. Students that go to the school are able to participate in activities meant to honor those who died and facilitate healing. Those who want to stay home will be excused. So I think it's good that they kept the school open. You know, Appalachia strong. We will not back down kind of thing. But, it's crazy that was a year ago. Deadliest school shooting in Georgia history. Job market's been weird, right? We talked about a lot of job hugging yesterday, people holding onto their jobs longer than they might have in the past. Some massive layoffs at a big oil company, Deborah, ConocoPhillips. How big a layoff are we talking about here?
Yeah, ConocoPhillips planning to lay off about a quarter of its workforce globally. So this could impact between 2,600 and 3,200 workers around the world. And they're citing raising costs and needing fewer roles. And then they kind of missed their quarterly goal. They came in at $1.9 billion, and that's down from the $2.3 that they would have made last year.
That seems low. I know that's a huge number, but you're talking about like an oil conglomerate, right? ExxonMobil. Like that, I don't know how big of a factor is ConocoPhillips in the oil and gas industry, but that doesn't seem like a lot of money compared to what the big boys make in that. They are the third largest U.S. oil producer. Their stock dropped 4.5% after those numbers came out, and the fact that they were going to lay off 20% of its staff. They're based out of Houston, so I don't know if there'll be any local employees that will be affected here in Atlanta. But that's interesting that they say they blame part of it as the falling price of oil and gas, which is good for us, right? As consumers, I've been pleasantly surprised when I've been filling up recently. It's not as bad. Like, it's less painful. What I'll do is go to McDonald's and feel the pain of getting the $20 value meal, and then I fill up my tank. But all right, even Steven. I'm saving money at the gas pump, but I'm paying money for food. Speak of energy, let me reset the show for you because this is exciting. Coming up after the news at 10:05, we're going to have a couple of representatives in studio from Georgia Power. We've been talking about the increased use of energy here in the state of Georgia, and especially with these new data centers that are coming in that are just suck up so much energy. So I have some questions for Georgia Power on what the future of energy use will be in the state here, and they've been gracious enough. They're going to join us live in studio after the news at 10:05. And then right after that, it's the 5K Day Bonus Blitz, another chance for you to win $1,000. $1,000 just for listening to the Mark Arum Show. All right, Judd's got your news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, we're going back to the White House, the latest on the Russia-Ukraine war, plus actor Andre Holland is going to join us live. Social media is active at Mark Arum and at WSB Radio.
Avoid the stress of listing your home on the market and sell your home fast for all cash with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
Hey, friends, have you filed an insurance claim for a roof replacement only to be denied? Are you not sure what to do? You're not alone. Dr. Roof here to help. Hey, it's Mark Arum. Dr. Roof specializes in reviewing the storm damage and getting your roof replaced. They've been around for over 37 years and can help you with all of your options. Don't settle for a denied or partial insurance claim. Get the roof you deserve with Dr. Roof, online at drroof.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Jed Hickenbotham. News this half hour is brought to you by Dr. Roof. And our top story, it's all new at 9:30. The GBI investigating a deadly shooting involving a Locust Grove police officer. Police and fire responded to an overnight house fire. It happened on Cadence Street in Locust Grove. Police Chief Derek Austin says officers went in to try to look for people inside.
They forced entry into the house to try to extinguish the fire, and they were encountered by a male suspect armed with a large knife.
He says the man refused commands to drop the weapon and was shot and killed by police. Officers then found a woman's body upstairs, as well as 3 other family members who were locked in a bedroom. They were taken to safety. GBI and the fire marshal are now investigating. It is 73 degrees right now in Midtown Atlanta. Channel 2 Action News meteorologist Brad Nitt says we'll see some cloud cover today around town as we get into the upper 80s. Another chance of some showers this afternoon and evening. Get even hotter for the weekend. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Well, on this 1-year anniversary of the deadly shooting in Appalachia High School, we're learning that the father of the alleged shooter will have his trial pushed back into next year.
Colin Gray's trial was originally expected to begin next week, but that was delayed a couple couple months back due to scheduling conflicts. Now, Superior Court Judge Nicholas Prim has put Gray's trial on the calendar for February 9th next year. While he's being tried in Barrow County, the jury will come from nearby Hall County. Gray's accused of buying the AR-style weapon used in the shooting as a Christmas gift for his son, Colt Gray. Colin has pleaded not guilty. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Now, Appalachia High is open today for what the Barrow County School District's calling a day of prevailing love for students and staff. Counselors are on hand today. A community-led vigil is planned for tonight. We told you about the fire and officer-involved shooting in Locust Grove. A pair of fire investigations also continue this morning in other parts of metro Atlanta. We start in Smyrna, where police say the death of a woman found inside a burning apartment. It's a possible homicide. Fire crews contained the flames to just one unit of the complex off Windy Hill Road. That's where they found the woman whose name has not been released. Meanwhile, a trash fire at the Fulton County Jail has several people recovering from smoke inhalation. Atlanta fire crews quickly put out the flames, but 8 patients were treated this morning. They're all expected to recover. Officials have not released any more information, though, about what caused that fire. What's dubbed the largest outdoor arts and crafts festival in the South, Yellow Daisy Festival, gets started today at Stone Mountain. It's the 57th year of the event. It could be tough, though, for allergy sufferers as fall allergy season begins, and some of us could be in worse shape than others.
If you have asthma triggered by allergies, that's something that can lead to emergency room visits, hospitalizations due to difficulty with breathing.
Dr. Aaron Gardner with Atlanta Allergy and Asthma Clinic says doctors see more asthma flare-ups this time of year triggered by allergies and viral infections. About 22 million adults in the U.S. suffer from asthma. And a celebration of life is set for this afternoon at 2 at Roswell Street Baptist Church in Marietta for the Reverend Dr. Nelson Price, who served as pastor there for 35 years. Under his leadership, the church grew from 700 members to 10,000, becoming one of the country's earliest megachurches. Price wrote for the Marietta Daily Journal for almost 6 decades. He ministered to leaders, including President Jimmy Carter. He was 94 years old. It's 9:33 as we check your money. Mixed bag on Wall Street. Dow opens down. S&P and NASDAQ are up slightly. Now live team coverage of traffic and weather. Starting the WSB 24-hour traffic center, Mike Shields.
Enjoy better news in downtown Atlanta. Stalled out tractor trailer cleared the ramp back open. 7585 northbound ramp to Peachtree Pine Street. All lanes of that ramp are back open. And of course, the connector still seeing the morning volume continue as you leave 166, getting through the Grady curve. Connector southbound on off the brakes from 17th Street as you work your way down the North Avenue and Georgia Tech. Also a little sluggish through the work zone into DeKalb County. 285 northbound the outer loop getting past I-20. No roadwork crashes or stalls is sluggish as you make that transition getting up to Glenwood Road. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. Partly cloudy, isolated showers and storms today. Some with some locally heavy rain, but rain chance just 30%, high 87. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. We'll start at 70, high 92.
72 degrees in Marietta, 69 in Conyers, 74 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
All right, thank you.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Oh, my word.
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 10 a.m.
But we are not like the Poland free riders in Europe and in NATO.
That's the president of Poland yesterday after his meeting with President Trump. Coming up next on the show, we go back to the White House, the latest on the Russia-Ukraine war. 2 minutes away on the Mark Arum Show.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
2 keys to surviving a brutal Atlanta summer. Number 1, stay hydrated. Drink your water, folks. Number 2, make sure your air conditioning unit can handle your needs. It's Mark Arum back from my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. You need AC this summer. You need an AC that works and is reliable, and you need to save money. Check out this offer. Get any sized AC, just $69.99 a month. That's it. 0 down. Low monthly payments, all future repairs, maintenance, even filters are no additional charge for life. An unbeatable lifetime warranty. Plus, you get 24/7 service and next day installations guaranteed, or Reliable pays you $500. Book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website at reliableair.com and click on the schedule service button, or call or text 770-594-9969, 770-594-9969.
So where do you store your beach chairs, pool gear, and umbrellas in the off-season? In your basement? Dave Baker here. If your basement has any issues like condensation, wet floors and walls, or musty smells, they can be signs that your home might be due for waterproofing. AquaGuard Foundation Solutions can help. Just visit aquaguard.net for a free inspection. AquaGuard will inspect your home to find the cause of the problem and can fix it once and for all. AquaGuard Foundation Solutions. There's a reason they're the trusted local experts. Just remember.
AquaGuard. I'm glad to welcome you to this conference for the signing of the Treaty of Peace with Japan.
74 years ago, President Harry S. Truman addressed the nation from the Japanese Peace Treaty Conference in San Francisco in the first ever live coast-to-coast television broadcast. I did not know that. Peace treaty in Japan. Will we see a peace treaty between Russia and Ukraine? Going to go to the White House in just a second, but a quick reset. 5K day bonus splits around 10-12. I'm going to give you a keyword, chance for you to win $1,000 later on the broadcast. Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Jim Gaffigan and a couple of really, really great actors joining us. Andrew Holland's going to join us live in about 15 minutes, and then in the 10 o'clock hour, David Duchovny is going to join us. Now, full disclosure, Deborah, what's the show he was known for? X-Files?
Probably X-Files is probably the big
Yeah.
one, but he's done others.
I've never seen a
Californication.
single episode of X-Files.
Really?
You should tell him that.
Yeah, I'm not going
Yeah.
to tell him that. But he's what he's on promoting caught me off guard. I'll just say that he is promoting something that I did not think that David Duchovny would be here promoting. So make sure 10:50 we'll talk to David Duchovny. All right, let's go back to the White House. Say good morning to ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers. Karen, good morning. A lot of headlines yesterday out of the White House. Let's focus though on the Russia-Ukraine war. President Trump set to have a phone call today with the Ukrainian President Zelensky. What do we know about that call and a broader look of the current state of the Russia-Ukraine war?
Yeah, I mean, it's the big question about what's going to happen next. It's been nearly 3 weeks since the president met with Vladimir Putin in Alaska, and there is no meeting on the books between Putin and President Zelensky. And that's been a big push by the president, by the administration, since that Alaska summit. In fact, the president had given a 2-week deadline. That deadline ends tomorrow for Putin to agree to meet with Zelensky. And he was asked about that yesterday and said that he'll know pretty soon what we're going to do if Putin doesn't agree to that. You and I had talked about this. You know, the Russians have been slow walking any planning for a meeting, saying that, all of the terms need to be set, the negotiations have to be worked out before the two leaders sit down together. The White House took a very different perspective on that, and the president feels like they should get in the room and work out the details. So that meeting does not seem likely to happen anytime soon, but the president will be speaking with Zelensky today, and it comes as Zelensky is meeting with European leaders in France. The president will also join that conversation remotely, and that big discussion will be about what security guarantees could be like for Ukraine at the end of the war with Russia, and how the Europeans would play a big role in that, what the U.S. involvement would look like, and what the Ukrainians would agree to in order to cut any deals to end the war.
Karen, we've seen so many deadlines pass with zero repercussions for Russia. I'm assuming that when this latest deadline passes, we will see no backlash against Russia again.
There isn't something specific that the president has said is on the table right now for tomorrow if this deadline passes. Now, yesterday, he took issue with a question that said, he has had a lack of action on Russia in response to the war in Ukraine. And he said, well, we put those tariffs on India, and that was a strong action because of how much business India does with Russia, and that was putting pressure on Russia. Significant tariffs, yes, 50% on India, and that has made India very upset. But in terms of getting Russia to change its actions, behavior in the war, that hasn't changed. The president also indicated there's a phase 2 or phase 3 when it comes to trying to put the squeeze on Russia, but gave no details of what exactly that looks like.
You mentioned India. Modi made an appearance at that big China summit, with China, Russia, North Korea, and briefly there, India. Did the president, was he asked about that China summit at all yesterday?
He was, and he indicated that he was watching it, and he said he thinks that they teed it up to make him watch it. He called it a beautiful summit, and that he was paying attention to it. He also took issue with the fact that the United States wasn't mentioned by Xi during remarks. He thought that the United States should have been at least acknowledged as being a power. So you kind of get a sense that he felt a little left out of the process. But, I think all the indications from a summit like that are that, these are countries that can go together, that, India is obviously very frustrated with these significant tariffs from the United States, but they're looking to have that tighter business relationship with China, looking to establish relationships with these other countries. It was quite a show that China's President Xi put on in China for these leaders to come in there, and the president was certainly paying a lot of attention to it.
Karen, you've covered President Trump for a long time. Any indication that in regards to the Russia-Ukraine war, where he just throws his hands up and says, you know what, I don't want any part of this. This is going nowhere. Is there a chance that the United States withdraws from any sort of negotiating between the two countries that are warring?
He has said he would do that. We've heard similar from Secretary of State Marco Rubio, but that hasn't happened yet. I think that, the president, even if he has indicated like we could just walk away, does feel compelled to stay in. And he has said, this is trickier than he anticipated. This is a harder one for him to solve than he thought. So I feel like there's kind of a challenge here that he wants to stay involved with.
Final quick question, Karen. Anything we're looking forward to at the White House today?
Well, the president will be having those conversations with the European leaders. We are not going to see that on camera. We'll see if the president comes out and gives any remarks after to indicate how those conversations went.
Karen Travers, ABC News. As always, a pleasure, Karen. Thanks so much for your time.
Have a great day.
We expect another busy day in Washington, D.C. Again, the RFK Jr. Testimony in front of Congress. We might hear from some more Epstein victims. We'll monitor those stories throughout the day. Just picking up some breaking news. This is, I'm assuming, going to affect Vinny more than Longoria, Deborah, or myself. Giorgio Armani has passed away at the age of 91, right? That's Armani. That's a fashion name.
Jeans?
I know you.
Well, yeah. All of it, Vinny.
Yeah,
yes, all of it.
I don't own anything Armani. I know Longoria probably doesn't. Deborah, I don't know if Armani makes leather pants or not.
They do, but I can't afford them.
You can't. All right, but
I have a watch that Leslie got me.
Really?
It doesn't work, but I have a watch.
All right, so Georgie, it does not work.
It does not work.
Not a famed watchmaker was Giorgio Armani, but he has passed away at the age of 91. That is just developing. Any updates on that story, we'll bring it along. 91, I'm assuming it's old age, not hit by a bus or something, but we will get clarification on that. I don't know what you folks do for dinner at night. But not last night, but the night before, Maya made homemade fish majig sandwiches, which to most people were like, what? If you grew up with Friendly's restaurants, like I did in the Northeast, it was my favorite restaurant. It's like a little diner with an ice cream shop. And sadly, they've mismanaged it. There's like only 8 of them left in the world. But my favorite item on the menu is the fish majig sandwich. It's basically a grilled cheese sandwich with a fried fish fillet in it, a lot of tartar sauce and cheese. It's delicious. So Maya, once a quarter, will make me homemade fish majig sandwiches. I eat plenty of seafood, but apparently Americans aren't eating enough seafood. Correspondent George Michael reports on why we should be eating more seafood.
Americans aren't eating enough seafood. That's according to new data from the CDC. Dietary guidelines suggest we should eat 2 servings of seafood a week for nutrients like protein, omega-3 fatty acids, calcium, and vitamin D. But the CDC found only 7% of children eat 2 servings of seafood a week, and only about a quarter of adults do. Families with higher incomes tended to consume more seafood.
Your girls can be kind of picky eaters. I know at least one of them.
Oh, yes.
Do they eat seafood, though, at all?
Yeah, they do. They like shrimp. Yeah.
Who doesn't like shrimp?
They both like shrimp, but surprisingly.
Yeah. So apparently CDC, they're not back in the office, but they're still doing work. recommending that that Americans eat more seafood. All right, when we come back, I'm very excited. Actor Andre Holland is going to join us live. Don't forget 10-12 5K Day bonus blitz. I'm going to give you a keyword, another chance for you to win $1,000 right here on WSB. Let's check the ride around town on this beautiful Thursday morning. Where are the hot spots now, Mike Shields?
Yeah, right now as you leave Midtown into downtown, Mark, brand new crash, 7585 southbound, right at North Avenue, so right in front of Georgia Tech, exit 249. That's the right lane blocked. Also part of the exit ramp to North Avenue impacted with that crash, and that's causing delays on 75 south before Northside Drive. 85 southbound still filled in as you leave Georgia 400, just trying to get into Midtown. This report is brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Shop organics at Whole Foods Market. Get organic black, red, and green seedless grapes for $2.99 per pound with Prime through September 9th while supplies last. Shop in store or online. Terms apply. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
Why do you always go after the game show host of The Price is Right?
He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
Don't tell me how to handle my life.
Eric Von Hessler.
Or anyone else.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
If you're ready for real European car lovers to work on your Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi, discover Wolfpan European Auto Repair in Roswell. And for a limited time, get a free second opinion on repairs when you mention you heard about Wolfpan on the radio. Search Wolfpan Auto Repair to get started.
At Shane Company, we've been engagement ring experts for almost 100 years. We have the largest selection of diamonds and gemstones in stock. You don't have to wait to compare them side by side. Find the one that speaks to you at shaneco.com or in store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
People who suffer from long-term chronic joint pain spend so much of their time acting, putting up a carefree front. It's exhausting.
I was really tired of trying to act like I wasn't in pain because I was in pain all the time.
Rick Rawlings didn't want everyone else to know that he was coping with agonizing shoulder pain 24/7.
Yes, I had to put on a face to cover up my pain.
But then Rick found QC Kinetics, offering new lasting treatments for joint pain using natural biologics. Treatments designed to restore and repair joint tissue with no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. The results were amazing.
I am very glad. It changed my life doing the QC Kinetics. Today, my shoulders feel wonderful. The cranky Rick is gone. He's not grouchy anymore.
No more acting. Feel like yourself again with a call to QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. QC Kinetics, 770-285-8026.
The last thing on your mind is maintaining your septic system. It's all good until it's not. Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Scorpion Septic. Don't wait for a septic emergency. Our affordable, routine maintenance will keep your system running smoothly.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic. Never a pump out charge with your repair. Get a free quote at scorpionsepticservices.com.
ScorpionSepticServices.com. Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're a different kind of wireless company dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Because let's face it, our needs are different. Big wireless unlimited plans are designed for 20-somethings, not us. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on one thing, bringing you affordable, reliable rate plans that suit your needs, not ours. How do we do that? We start by using the same towers as the big guys, the exact same towers. We then create rate plans designed for your usage. The fact is, we can offer you an unlimited plan with the same network quality for less because we understand how you use wireless services. Our plans start at just $20 a month. And forget trying to chat with robots. You'll get 100% US-based award-winning customer service when you need help. Come find out how wireless should be and join the millions who've made the switch.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Happy 44th birthday, Beyonce. The Beehive celebrating Beyonce's 44th birthday. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Coming up after the news at 10, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz. Chance for you in $1,000 here on 95.5 WSB. And we'll go back to the nation's capital, monitor the big stories there. But very excited to have joining us live on the show, actor extraordinaire Andre Holland. Andre, good morning. Thanks so much for your time.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Before we get into your critically acclaimed blockbuster new movie, Love, Brooklyn, I've got to ask a question. This rumor's been circulating on the internet for a while that we might see a third season of one of my favorite shows of all time, The Knick. Can you confirm or deny that The Knick is coming back?
Well, I can confirm that we are working extremely hard to make it happen. We've got all the pieces in place. We know where the story is going to go. We've got the writers on board, director on board. Everybody's in place. We're just waiting for a green light. And so, we hope people keep talking about it and keep spreading the word and the enthusiasm. And hopefully the powers that be will realize that there's a real appetite.
Oh, my good. I mean, if you're waiting for a green light, I'm giving it to you. Here's the green light. Bring it back. I mean, that was such a good series. And then to abruptly end after 2 seasons, I was heartbroken. I can imagine you as well were heartbroken as an actor in that.
Oh, man, it broke my heart. I wanted to continue doing that show for so many years to come. We had such a great time. And in fact, I live here in Brooklyn, and I live right around the corner from the building that was the exterior for the hospital. So every single day when I leave my house, I drive past it, and I'm reminded of the heartbreak of the show.
Oh, no.
But also of the beauty and the joy and the fun that we had in making that show.
So I'm a sucker for period pieces anyway, but goodness gracious, The Knick was great. All right, great segue. You live in Brooklyn. The new movie out is called Love, Brooklyn. First off, where I'm familiar with Brooklyn. Where is the movie set in Brooklyn?
So it's set in sort of Bed-Stuy, Fort Greene, Clinton Hill, that area.
Do or die, Bed-Stuy.
Most of it in Bedford-Stuy. Do or die. That's right. That's right. So we shot a lot of it around here in restaurants and cafes and bars that, frankly, friends of mine were willing to let us shoot in. It really was a real community effort. We had a little bit of money to make the movie, thanks to Steven Soderbergh and my production company. We financed it together, and we wanted to try to make it go as far as we could. And so, in order to do that, we reached out to people in the community, and thankfully, people were willing to let us come and shoot.
Now,
what's been amazing is that people from Brooklyn really recognize some places, that they've been to or that they know, and so it's a lot of fun for people who watch it.
Now, I've been in Atlanta for almost 30 years. I'm familiar with old school Brooklyn, and every time I go back, I'm just stunned at the changes of that borough. Is that addressed in the movie, like what has been going on in Brooklyn in the last couple of decades?
Yeah, that's a big part of the story. The subplot is that this writer that I play in this story has lived in Brooklyn for a very long time and is trying to write about what he sees. He's been assigned to write this piece called The Evolving City, and he doesn't really know what that means. His bosses want him to write a kind of feel-good piece about the borough and how amazing it is, but that doesn't really align with what he's seeing every day. So yeah, I'm with you, man. I feel like the neighborhood is changing at light speed, and in some ways it's great, and in other ways it's not. People are being displaced, and old places that really were special to people are just disappearing. And so
yeah,
the movie definitely addresses that and wants to be a love letter to the borough.
A lot of the old school legendary joints are no longer there, and hey, same in Atlanta. It's just progress. Andre Holland joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about Selma because of our beloved ambassador Andrew Young. In prepping that role, did you meet with Ambassador Young at all?
I did. I met with him a number of times. Ava DuVernay connected us, and he was so gracious and kind, and shared so many wonderful stories with me. Man, he's such a special human being. And yeah, we shot a lot of it there in Atlanta. We shot some down in Macon, and in fact, my mom. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama originally, and my mom used to work back in the day for the Voter Education Project, and she worked alongside John Lewis and Andy Young and Julian Bond and a lot of those people. So, it was really special to have her be a part of the movie as well, and to kind of get some of her stories told as well.
Was it extra pressure playing a civil rights icon that's still with us, right? And he could see your performance of him in the movie?
Oh, of course. Absolutely. I was so nervous. So nervous. But he gave me his seal of approval for sure. And once he said it was okay and that he approved, then I just went for it.
Great. All right. Tell the folks where we can see Love Brooklyn. I know the critics are raving. You guys are smashing some box office numbers. Can't wait to see it. How and where can we watch this?
Yeah, they are, man. It's been incredible. We've smashed it here in New York last weekend at Angelica Cinemas, and then tomorrow we go nationwide. So we'll be in Atlanta. We'll be all over the country. I know we're playing in a number of theaters in Atlanta. I know the Tara Theater is one of them. And we're doing like a special Q&A, I think, tomorrow night. If people want to go to our Instagram, Love Brooklyn Movie, they can find all the details about where it's showing, and showtimes and whatever special events we have going on.
Perfect.
So
I'll share that. I'll share that in my Instagram story, folks, if you want to connect there. Dr. Algernon Edwards, a pleasure, my friend. I look forward to season 3 of The Nick.
Awesome, man. I look forward to it too, man. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Best of luck on the movie. Andre Holland, Love Brooklyn, coming to Atlanta next week. All right, Sabrina's got your news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, Georgia Power representatives joining us live in studio, answering a bunch of questions I have about the power capabilities of the Peach State. That's next on The Mark Arum Show.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
All Care is expert urgent care and primary care under a single roof, offering convenience and continuity for your healthcare needs. All Care is a proud member of Piedmont Clinic with a team of physicians and clinicians who know you and your medical history so they can provide the personalized care you deserve. And with both family and immediate care services offered 7 days a week at 15 Atlanta area locations, All Care also means saying goodbye to waiting days and days to see the doctor. Same-day appointments are available and walk-ins are welcomed. Remember, urgent care plus primary care equals All Care.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire Ready with David Nicholas of Nicholas Wealth Management Saturday at 6 to get answers to your retirement. Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies.
Give your home a breath of fresh air with help from Zerorez Air Duct Cleaning. Mention WSB and get up to $75 off your next air duct cleaning. Ask about Zerorez commercial cleaning too. Schedule online at zeroresatlanta.com.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Air. This is new this morning. A house fire turns into the scene of a deadly shooting involving a Locust Grove police officer.
Police and fire crews made entry into a home on Cadence Drive to put out the flames and look for anyone inside. They encountered a man armed with a large knife who refused orders to drop the weapon.
After several attempts to de-escalate the situation, refused to drop the knife, and ultimately he was shot by a Locust Grove police officer and was pronounced dead there at the scene.
Police Chief Derek Austin says police then found the body of a woman upstairs, as well as 3 other members of the household, including the grandmother of the armed man hiding in a bedroom. They were safely removed from the home. The GBI and arson investigators are now reviewing evidence from the scene. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
All right, Channel 2 Action News meteorologist Brad Nitt says partly cloudy today. Isolated rain showers are possible. Afternoon highs right there around 87. He'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just over 2 minutes. In Smyrna, police now say that they are treating the discovery of a woman's body inside a burning apartment building as a homicide investigation. This happened at a complex off Windy Hill Road. The small fire was contained to a single unit, but firefighters found the woman dead inside. Arson investigators looking into the blaze. The woman's name has not yet been released. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. facing lawmakers on Capitol Hill this morning, and word now that there are new members of the CDC panel of vaccine experts. Victor Okendo has more on that.
Multiple reports saying Kennedy has chosen 7 new members to join the agency's panel of vaccine experts, and at least 3 of those reported new members have been critical of vaccines. HHS telling ABC News, "You will hear it from us when there are new members to announce."
And Kennedy fired all 17 members of the panel back in June and replaced them with 8 hand-picked advisors. One has already left the panel. The 57th annual Yellow Daisy Festival kicks off today at Stone Mountain Park. It's the South's largest outdoor arts and crafts show with more than 400 artists and vendors on hand. It runs through Sunday. And a celebration of life is set for this afternoon at 2 at Roswell Street Baptist Church to honor its well-known former pastor.
Dr. Nelson Price led the Marietta Church for 35 years. Under his leadership, Roswell Street Baptist Church grew from 700 members to 10,000 and became one of the nation's earliest megachurches. Price wrote for the Marietta Daily Journal for nearly 6 decades and authored 20 books. He ministered to leaders including President Jimmy Carter and served as the Southern Baptist Convention's vice president. Price was 94. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
The number of Americans filing first-time requests for unemployment benefits is up. The Labor Department saying it received 237,000 initial claims in the week ending August 30th. That's an increase of 8,000 from the week before and was also about 7,000 claims more than most analysts had been expecting. Meanwhile, ADP is out with its August payrolls report, which shows only 54,000 jobs added last month. In the private sector, the forecast, which was already on the low side, was around 75,000 new jobs. Let's take a look at the markets. Right now, the Dow is up 62 at 45,333. NASDAQ also in positive territory, and so is the S&P. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frasca is in the 24-hour traffic center. Good morning.
Good morning, Sabrina. Looks like a crash with injuries downtown and midtown. 7585 connector southbound right at the beginning of the exit to North Avenue, though you are still able to make that exit. And look out for a stalled SUV in Cobb County. 285 eastbound just over the Chattahoochee River as you approach New Northside Powers Ferry. That's in the center lane. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad, and it's headed to 87 this afternoon. That's our average high this time of year. Partly cloudy with some isolated showers and storms. Rain chance 30%. Mostly sunny, hot and dry tomorrow. Low 70, high 92.
It is 76 degrees in Decatur. Roswell has 74. Sugar Hill, you have 75 degrees right now. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Thursday morning to you. Mark Aram here, you there. It's 10:04, 4 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Aram Show, live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. Whole fam with us today. Deborah, executive producer of the show. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Vinny Drip screens your calls. Coming up in 8 minutes. No more than 8 minutes, I promise you. I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz. Another chance for you to win $1,000 just for listening to 95.5 WSB. Coming up next half hour, we're going to go in depth. Maybe Coca-Cola prepared to break off a big chunk of their empire. We'll go in depth on that. Actor David Duchovny's going to join us. And at 11:37, Deborah's got tickets to give away to see the incomparably funny Jim Gaffigan. So a lot of stuff to talk about today. I want to start, though, welcoming live in studio spokesperson, director of communications for Georgia Power, Jacob Hawkins. Jacob, good morning. Thanks for coming in, my friend.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Happy to be here.
So I'm glad you are here because we cover the industry of energy a lot here on the Mark Aram Show, probably abnormally so, because, the energy consumption in the state of Georgia, it's top of mind, right? Everyone listening gets a bill, if not from you, one of the ACMs. What's
EMCs.
EMC, there you go. Not AMC Theater, but the EMCs. So I wanted to ask you some questions in regard to the amount of power being used in Georgia and what it's going to look like moving forward, especially with the influx of data centers here in Georgia and the tremendous amount of energy that they use. How's the current system handling it? And do we have the capacity for more data centers to move to the Peach State?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. It's something we get a lot at Georgia Power. And, you know, a little bit of background for your listeners. You know, we've been around 140 years. We serve 2.8 million customers across the state. Really, you know, very compelling history, dedicated to delivering clean, safe, reliable, and affordable energy every day. We've got thousands of employees that focus on that. Georgia is growing. And that's great news for Georgia. Mm-hmm. It's great news for every Georgian. If you drive through Atlanta and you see the skyline and the cranes and all of the economic vitality that's happening here, it's great. Our job at Georgia Power is to make sure that we are balancing the ability to meet that demand with the affordability needs of our customers. And so that's something we're focused on every day. We're very proud to have some of the highest reliability in the nation, as well as rates below the national average, 15% on average since 1990. And actually, we just froze our rates for the next 3 years. And data centers and other large customers, we look at sort of that whole gambit of large customers. That could be manufacturing, it can be electric vehicle batteries, it can be the Hyundai plant, it can be any variety of industries, and data centers certainly are a big part of that. We look at how do we take that growth and make sure that that growth benefits all of our customers. And so working with the Public Service Commission, we have been able to implement new rules and regulations for those large customers that are helping us freeze rates for all of our customers and bring that value of that growth to all of our residential customers, whether you live in Savannah, North Georgia, wherever you are, that growth is going to benefit you.
Do you get looped in? I'm glad you brought up like the big automotive plants. Like we have so much business vitality in Georgia, right? We have these huge. We've got the new Rivian plant that's going to be coming out. Is Georgia Power looped into the conversations? Like, hey, the state government comes to you. Just a heads up, Rivian's opening this $6 billion plant. Do they work with you? Do you help logistically on what those energy and power needs might be?
Oh, absolutely. And one of the things that's very unique about Georgia Power is we've been doing economic development activities for over 100 years. On the wall of my office, I actually have a 1920s advertisement that ran in a New York paper about coming to Georgia.
Oh, wow.
And about the benefits of Georgia, the skilled workforce that we have here, the available, reliable, affordable energy, which is the same story that we're selling on the national and international stage today. So we actually do work very closely with the State Department of Economic Development to help attract new businesses here, and it's something we're very proud of, and it's something that we'll continue to do.
Jacob Hawkins, Georgia Power, joining us live here in the Mark Arum studio. Again, with all of these data centers popping up everywhere, not just in Georgia, other regions, and I believe just to the north of us, it's a multi-state kind of energy conglomerate. They're requiring the data centers to provide their own energy because they use so much. Is that something we might see here in Georgia with Georgia Power?
So the strength of Georgia's market and really what makes us unique anywhere in the country, we are one of the only, if not the only, investor-owned regulated utility that has frozen our rates for 3 years. So the environment here, and most people don't think about it, you go about your daily lives. We don't want people to think about it. We want people to understand that we're working behind the scenes every day to keep that energy flowing. But what makes us so strong in this state is the regulated environment we have, working with state leaders, the Georgia Public Service Commission, business leaders, and customers like data centers or manufacturers to make sure that we have the right regulations in place, that they pay their fair share of coming here. So we have this process by which it was just approved back in January, where we will work with data centers to help them understand what they need to do here in Georgia. They need to pay for the infrastructure built out to serve them. Sometimes we have to work through contract terms with them. There's these different tools that we use to make sure that that certain set of customers, data centers or any other large customer, pays what they need to be served. And then that brings the added benefit of reliability for all the other customers around. So if we build out infrastructure, be it transmission lines, distribution lines, substations, any of that infrastructure to serve large customers, in most cases, that infrastructure is also going to benefit the grid and the surrounding communities. So in Georgia, we have a very unique and a very strong regulated environment that allows us to plan that way. Folks don't realize that we plan 20, 30, 40, 50 years out. And so the energy that we enjoy today from power plants that operate sometimes many miles away from industrial or cities like Atlanta, the power plants that are operating today that have been in operation for 50, 60 years, those were paid for by generations of Georgians before us. So this long-term planning process that we go through is really key, and it's what makes us unique, and it's what makes us, I think, different than a lot of the other markets that you just mentioned.
That's interesting because, I mean, planning ahead is fantastic, and obviously you've done it properly here. But, the world is changing so fast. Like if you came to me 10 years ago and said, hey, Mark, there's going to be 5 data centers in Georgia, I'm going to be like, what the hell's a data center?
Mm-hmm.
Like just to be prepared for the unknown, what's going to happen in the next 10 years.
That's right.
Jacob, can you hang out a second?
Yeah.
I got to give away $1,000.
I want some of some of those Jim Gaffigan tickets. He's hilarious.
Done. Tracy, make it happen. All right, it's the 5K a day bonus blitz. Your 10 a.m. keyword is HELP, H-E-L-P, HELP. Enter the keyword HELP into the WSB Radio app or at WSBRadio.com/cash. You have until 10:30 a.m. to enter the keyword, win $1,000. The keyword is HELP, H-E-L-P. And don't forget, if you get a phone call after 10:30 from a number you don't recognize, could be us or Georgia Power. So answer it. Could be telling you you won $1,000. Georgia Power might. I know you guys have giveaways and stuff though. Would you give away?
We're the only company I've ever worked for where I can't give away my products. So no, we do not.
You do not give free power for a month or anything?
All right. And I pay the same power rates everybody else does. I can tell you more about that if you'd like.
Yeah, please. All right. So the 10 a.m. keyword is HELP, H-E-L-P. Good luck. I'll give you the keyword again. But again, you have until 10:30 a.m. to enter the keyword HELP and win $1,000, which will help pay your power bill or whatever. Since no one won Powerball, we all could use an extra $1,000. Continue our conversation with Jacob Hawkins, Director of Communications for Georgia Power. This weighs heavily on my mind. As listen, I'm not going to bring up a political issue like climate change or the cause or whatever, but it's been getting hotter at the Aram household, which means I'm cranking the AC more than ever. Rising temperatures and the increase in air conditioning usage, and folks that never have had air conditioning and now go, you know what, it's too hot, I need to get air conditioning. Any long-term outlook on how rising temperatures and increased air conditioning use could impact power consumption?
Yeah, I'm going to start with a little bit of a plug. We have a variety of tips and information on our website, georgiapower.com, that help people save money and energy, including some tips like where to set your air conditioning, how to
69 or lower?
No, but that was where I was going to go. And if my wife is listening, I'm going to tell all of Atlanta that she likes her air conditioning upstairs at 68 degrees and at night, so she can use all the blankets. But I'm very much aware that comes with a cost, and I'm happy to do that. But GeorgiaPower.com, go there for energy savings tips. If you're having issues with your bill or anything like that, we have assistance options for you as well. But weather is certainly something that we consider. If you look at the history of Georgia, and I grew up in Atlanta, I grew up in Douglasville actually, and I remember the impact of the '96 Olympics. So if you look at our current pace of growth in Georgia, it's 30 years since the Olympics roughly, and then before that, right, the what really got this region going was the advent of air conditioning.
Yeah,
and it made this region a pleasure to be in, even in July and August. So yeah, we definitely do look at those trends. This 20-year planning process that we have really smart people who do forecasting, and they look at weather patterns and trends and use, and they're using national data. They're looking at what our current customers are using, what future customers can use, what energy demands are going to be, and their job is to plan around that. Their job is to make sure that whatever happens down the line in 20 years, look, they're forecasts. Like, we don't have a crystal ball any more so than anybody else. We have very smart, educated, knowledgeable people who know how to plan around it. But at the end of the day, it's our responsibility to make sure that whatever happens 20 years down the road, the lights stay on in Georgia and the air conditioning keeps flowing, right?
Yeah.
So we do consider the impact of weather. We do risk adjust our forecasting. We make sure that, if things don't materialize that we think may materialize, or if growth is more, we've got to have margins. So there's something we talk about a lot called reserve margin. And today it's a beautiful day. I think it's in the mid to high 80s.
I'm sorry for you, but I love it when it's free. It's a free weather day where you don't have to turn on the AC or the heat. It's free weather. I love the free weather.
And
days.
I think we should all make more of that. And we've got tips like, days like today, open your windows and enjoy that free weather if you can. But making sure that, our customers, we would never expect our customers to be understanding if we couldn't meet the demand when the temperature was 100 degrees out. So our job is to not only plan 20 years from now for what like the 85-degree day looks like and the free weather day, but what does the day look like when it's 100 degrees or when it's 10 degrees? And when our customers wake up on the freezing cold mornings, they want to use their hair dryers, they want to turn on all of their televisions to listen or to watch WSB or listen to WSB radio, we want to make sure that energy is available. So part of that planning process is making sure we're planning for the extremes as well.
Do you think, and knock on wood, we've not had to deal with this here in Georgia, thank you, Georgia Power, but other areas of the country we've seen brownouts and blackouts. Georgia Power prepared to prevent those things from happening, or is that outside of your prediction module?
No, I think that's always the goal, right?
Yeah.
And we're very proud of our record of reliability. Customers can look at us and know that they have some of the most reliable power in the country every day, day in and day out. And when other utilities have had that issue in recent years, Georgia Power has not. And we're very proud of that.
Planning for the future, what type of expansion do you see coming from Georgia Power? Obviously, the world changing rapidly. Are we looking at wind, solar, more nuclear? Like, you're planning out 10, 20, 30 years in advance. Where would the power expansion come from Georgia Power in the next couple of decades?
Well, if you were taking an SAT, you would check E for all of the above.
Okay.
And that's what we believe in, is sort of a diverse energy mix. If you look back, 2007, our energy mix has really evolved since then, and it has gotten cleaner. We use, I think we produce 60% less carbon emissions than we did in 2007, but we need it all. We need natural gas. We need nuclear. We did just bring on the first new nuclear units in over 30 years down near Augusta last year, and that was hard. That was something that took over 10 years to do. We were the only utility in the country that did it successfully. But now we've got these 2 nuclear units that have run exceedingly well for well over a year and will continue to run. And it's when you have those sub-freezing temperatures on a January morning, those nuclear units are running full tilt. They're not affected by the weather. They're not affected by really anything. They're just incredible units. You've got those. So you've got natural gas, nuclear. We've got some coal-fired generation that our customers have paid for over decades that we just recently got approval to keep online to continue to help meet this demand. We're also, Georgia is a leading top 10 state for solar development. We've done it responsibly in a way that has not increased rates or costs for our customers and also has not hurt reliability. You look at some states that have overdone renewable energy that are having issues with reliability because they haven't considered all of the options. So we're looking at all of it. We're also doing really cool things like battery energy storage, which helps the renewable portfolio that we've built. Battery energy storage is just like your iPhone or anything else where you have this sort of input and output of electricity. So we're building those all over the state. The Georgia Public Service Commission gave us approval earlier this year and last year to build out more and more battery energy storage. So all of the above is what's required to not only keep your energy reliable, but to keep it affordable so that we're not dependent on one type of electricity generation.
Good stuff. Jacob, I'm going to give you a homework assignment if you don't mind, because I don't think you'll have these numbers handy. If you can check the data between 1996 and 2020, where I rank as far as customers in forgetting to pay their bill on time, because I think I'm top 5.
You can always sign up for automatic payment.
Well, that's what I did in 2020, and because from 96 to 2020, if the power went out, my default was, dagnabbit, I forgot to pay the bill. And 99% of the time, it was me forgetting to pay the bill.
Well, my wife took over our bill payment stuff because I forget, and we're on automatic payment for Georgia Power, which makes sure that I never forget to pay my bill, which is embarrassing.
Peace of mind now. I never have to worry about it. Jacob, great stuff. Folks want to find out more about Georgia Power in the future. Website, social media, where can we find it?
Yeah, georgiapower.com. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We see those social media channels tremendously valuable, especially during severe weather. So that's a great resource for folks.
Excellent. Jacob Hawkins, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thanks, Mark.
A lot of important issues going forward and a lot of great answers there from Jacob. All right, again, the 5K day bonus splits keyword is HELP, HELP. Enter the keyword HELP into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBradio.com/cash, and you can win $1,000. Now we go live to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Hello and good morning, Ashley Frasca.
Hey, Mark, some better news on the north side perimeter. A stalled vehicle has been cleared from a center lane, 285 eastbound just before New North Side. A few brake lights ramping off of I-75. Still just a little bit crowded getting into Roswell on 400 South, passing Mansell. And a crash clearing on the shoulder downtown, connector south at North Avenue. Traffic brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Tomorrow's Mega Millions jackpot is $336 million. Now with bigger jackpots, better odds, and a built-in multiplier, drawings every Tuesday and Friday. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
If you have the WSB radio app.
If you have the WSB
All
app.
the notifications you
If
need.
you have the WSB app.
All the local and breaking news alerts you need.
Breaking news in Cobb County.
All in one place.
We'll send out an alert on the WSB app.
The 95.5 WSB app.
Download it from your app store today.
Get a head start on holiday home prep with help from Zerorez. It's Patrick, owner of Zerorez. Getting all of those neglected stains out doesn't require chemicals and harsh soaps. No way. ZR Water technology gets your carpets cleaner and lasts longer. Save up to $30. The more rooms you clean, the more you save. Mention WSB to secure this deal or book online at ZerorezAtlanta.com and ask about our Zerorez commercial cleaning too. Zerorez, spell it backwards or forwards, it's the right way to clean.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, you can save on red, white, or black seedless grapes. They're only $1.69 a pound with your digital coupon. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Scott Slade here. Are you a European car enthusiast and interested in networking with like-minded car owners? My preferred European car service center, Wolfpin, is celebrating their one-year anniversary this Saturday with a car show at their state-of-the-art facility. Come network with other car owners from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. in Roswell. There will be food trucks, coffee, and, of course, some extraordinary cars. All cars are welcome. 670 Howes Way in Roswell. Go to wolfpan.com for directions. See you Saturday.
EMC Security.
Hey, it's Coach Mark Richt here. Everyone knows defense wins championships. And if you're not using EMC Security to defend your home and family, you need to step up your game. With EMC Security's no contract and local service, they are a clear number one. So give them a call or visit them online at emcsecurity.com. That's emcsecurity.com.
EMC Security. Smart protection for a safer tomorrow.
Injured in a car accident or slip and fall? Call us, the Pain Guys, at 1-800-411-PAIN. After 911, call 411. 1-800-411-PAIN.
Law offices of Kenner and Pintaluga, 201 Peachtree Street, Northeast Atlanta. Offices throughout the U.S. Not all lawyers licensed in all jurisdictions.
That nagging joint pain, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's from years of hard work. Sometimes it's an old injury that just never healed right. Either way, it's been calling the shots in your life for too long. But that stops right now. I'm Mark Ehrman. QC Kinetics is here to flip that script. They use regenerative medicine, advanced cellular treatments that help your body heal and restore the damage in your joints, not cover it up, not cut it out, actually helping heal and restore. And the results, long-term, lasting relief. QC Kinetics, no surgery, no drugs, no long recovery, just a smarter, natural way to get your freedom back. Bring your MRIs, your x-rays, and they'll make sure you're a good candidate. Your first consultation, it's free, friends, so there's no reason to wait. Call QC Kinetics, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. Decatur, Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Stockbridge, and Douglasville. Appointments available on Saturday. 770-285-8026.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey folks, it's Belinda. What you have planned this weekend? How about visiting the Lakewood 400 Antiques Market in Cumming, Friday through Sunday this weekend? Grab your spouse or your friends and go on a treasure hunt with over 500 booths. everything you can imagine, from jewelry, collectibles, sports memorabilia, antiques, furniture, handcrafts, and toys. Every aisle and row is a different adventure. Come on out this weekend to the Lakewood 400 Antiques Market, 1321 Atlanta Highway and Cumming. Visit LakewoodAntiques.com.
If you've ever organized your closet only to have it look like a bomb went off in there 1 month later, then it's time to call Artisan Custom Closets. Dave Baker here with a custom spacious closet from Artisan. You'll never have to deal with all that clutter again. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
I need somebody.
That, my friends, is the 5K a day bonus blitz keyword HELP, H-E-L-P. You got a couple of minutes to pound out H-E-L-P into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBRadio.com/cash. This date in history, 17 years ago today on WSB Radio.
I have a privilege given few Americans, the privilege of accepting our party's nomination for President of the United States.
17 years ago, Arizona Senator John McCain accepted the Republican presidential nomination. He eventually lost the general election to Barack Obama. Sabrina's got your news, weather, and traffic in 3. When we come back, we're going to update our top local stories, including possibly a big movement from Coca-Cola. Might they be willing to split off a part of their company? We'll continue our in-depth coverage on that and our top local stories next on The Mark Arum Show.
Man's best friend, loyal, trustworthy, dependable. Aw, that's Rufus, the bulldog, the chief barking officer for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Hey, it's Dave Baker. For over 30 years, Findlay Roofing's been your roof's best friend. They're the perfect match for your roof. Findlay is loyal with a lifetime warranty, trustworthy with upfront pricing, and dependable with the highest quality work. When you're not seeing Rufus on Findlay Roofing trucks, billboards, and TV commercials, he loves playing games like Fetch and Tug of War. But Rufus knows that if you play games with your roof, you'll lose every time. You'll always win with Findlay. They're the extra effort experts, making sure you have a remarkable roof replacement experience. When it comes to your roof, think of Rufus and Findlay first. 0% financing available. Schedule your free roof analysis, no obligation, no charge at FindlayRoofing.com.
At Jape Services, family isn't just a slogan, it's how we do business.
Our family has been helping homeowners with their heating and cooling since 1978.
And now, we're riding along just like our dad did when he was 14.
And today, we're here to help your family stay cool and comfortable. If your AC is struggling, call Jape Services for honest pricing, expert heating and cooling repair, or replacement.
Decades of experience, family-run values, service you can trust.
Let our family take care of your family.
Jape Services.
Spring is in the air, and a lot of us are looking at things to spruce up our homes, from tweaking or landscaping, a little bit of paint. But how's your roof looking? This is Scott Slade. A new roof can dramatically improve the look of your home. Lots of uncertainties in the economy right now, so my roofer, FGA Roofing, has put together an offer you should consider. They call it the 000 plan. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments for 12 months. With FGA Roofing, you can get a quote in just a few days and your roof installed in just a couple of weeks. And you can wait to pay until it fits your timeline. FGA Roofing specializes in slate, tile, wood shake, cedar roofs, as well as architectural roofs. The experts at FGA Roofing can lay out all the options for you, whether your roof is aging out or you just want a designer upgrade for your home, or both. FGA Roofing, where you'll get first-rate installation and quality service, always. Just search FGA Roofing to get started with a free quote today. That's FGA Roofing.
Skip the hassle of constantly cleaning and costly repairs and sell your home completely stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Find out what the guaranteed offer would be on your home. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com and you can start packing.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by your Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. A bizarre turn of events this morning as firefighters responded to a house fire in Locust Grove. The fire was at a home located on Cadence Drive. And when fire crews arrived on scene, they came across a man armed with a large knife. He refused orders to drop the weapon.
After several attempts to de-escalate the situation and even using less lethal taser, he refused to drop the knife, and ultimately he was shot by a Locust Grove police officer and was pronounced dead there at the scene.
And Police Chief Derek Austin tells us that police then found the body of a woman upstairs in that home. 3 other members of the household, including the grandmother of the man who was armed, they were found hiding in a bedroom. They were safely removed from the home. The GBI and arson investigators are now looking into exactly what happened. Your weather for today: partly cloudy, isolated rain showers are possible. Your rain chance about 30%, says Channel 2 Action News meteorologist Brad Nitz. And your afternoon high right there around 87. He'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. In Barrow County, a judge today has set a new trial date for the father of the accused Appalachia High School shooter. Barrow County court records showing that Colin Gray's trial will begin on February 9th next year. His trial was originally set to start next week, but was pushed back due to scheduling issues. This comes as the Barrow County community remembers the tragic shooting a year ago today. And on this 1-year anniversary of the shooting that left 2 students dead and 2 teachers, some parents say that it's time to focus now on how to move forward.
The anniversary puts Appalachia back in the spotlight, but parent Tara Shipman tells the school board,
"We are not a community defined by headlines."
She blames outside voices for opening wounds and prolonging the community's pain instead of helping them heal. But she says it's up to the adults at Appalachia to help students through it.
Our children will not inherit fear. Our children will inherit courage.
Shipman says they just need to be given a place to heal. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. appearing before a congressional committee. He's expected to face some tough questions about turmoil at federal health agencies. Weijia Jiang is following.
Senators from both parties are expected to grill Secretary Kennedy about the ongoing controversy. Just yesterday, more than 1,000 former and current HHS staffers signed a letter to Kennedy and members of Congress demanding his resignation. They warned Secretary Kennedy's actions are compromising the health of this nation and called on President Trump and lawmakers to replace him.
And the health secretary today saying that changes at the CDC here in Atlanta were, quote, absolutely essential adjustments to restore the agency. A new CBS News poll today shows the approval rating for Kennedy at just 45%. And investigations underway right now in Smyrna. They're looking into what caused a garbage truck to lose control in a subdivision off Cooper Lake Road. It rolled down a hill, slammed into a car and a home. It caused a fire that damaged both the car and that house. Nobody was at home at the time, but one worker on that truck did suffer minor injuries. As we take a look at the markets, the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P are all in the green here at 10:33. It's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frask is in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
We had trouble. It was a crash on the connector 7585 southbound right at the exit to North Avenue. That cleared, and then they just held all lanes to move. Another crash on the connector south just past that before William Street. That held all lanes, and that is now safely on the shoulder as well. Still a tap of the brakes on 400 south getting to Holcomb Bridge, and a little bit crowded on 85 south coming down from 316. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. Partly cloudy, isolated showers and storms today. Some with some locally heavy rain, but rain chance just 30%, high 87. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. We'll start at 70, high 92.
77 degrees in Marietta, 76 right now in Johns Creek and Powder Springs. It is 77. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
We've all been
Jam
there.
starting at Langford Parkway.
Counting the minutes before we know we're going to be late because we couldn't count on a traffic app.
Jammed from I-85 down towards Ponce.
There is one thing you can count on. Triple team traffic on WSB.
Stay slow once you're inside the perimeter as well.
We know the highways. We know the streets. And we know the shortcuts.
75 northbound heading up to Cobb County through Marietta and Kennesaw.
And all you need to do is listen.
More experience.
More reliable. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Triple team traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
This is a Democrat hoax that never ends. You know, it reminds me a little of the Kennedy situation. We gave him everything over and
Still
over
to come,
again.
the latest
More
on the
and more
Epstein's files. And speaking of Kennedy, RFK Jr. testifying on Capitol Hill. But coming up next, in depth on a big story involving Coca-Cola. 2 minutes away on the Mark Arum Show.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. Looking for a more natural way to sleep?
Our orthopedic natural mattresses combine our legendary quality with nature's finest materials. We hand build each mattress using renewable materials like cotton, wool, and natural latex, creating a luxury sleep experience that's as good for the planet as it is for you. Visit one of our showrooms to try them out in person, or visit originalmattress.com to learn more. The Original Mattress Factory. Sleep better, naturally.
Hey, fellas, I want to tell you about a real solution to hair loss from my great pals at Advanced Hair. It's Mark Arum here. What makes them different? Well, they combine science and technology to give you back your own natural growing hair. This is not a pill or a lotion subscription that helps retain what you have. Instead, Advanced Hair offers the proven guaranteed solution that regrows your hair where it's currently gone. So think about that. Bald spot now, your real hair begins to regrow the very next day. It's a quick, simple, one-day treatment, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. If you want your hair back, now's the time. Advanced Hair is the place. It takes just one visit, but first, guys, you need a free consultation. Schedule now, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com, and if you move forward, you'll get $250 off plus 250 free grafts. 250 grafts, that's a lot. One-day treatment, life-changing results, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow online at advancedhair.com.
Hey, this is Robbie with Ben Hill Renovations, the preferred deck experts heard on the Home Fix-It Show. We're well known for our superior craftsmanship for decks and outdoor living spaces. And at Ben Hill Renovations, we provide that same attention to detail when it comes to roofing, siding, windows, and doors. So get your project started today and call to schedule a free estimate. Or you can stop by our showroom in Douglasville, online at bhrenovations.com. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
10:37 on the Mark Arum Show. Hey, big congrats to Brian and Grayson. He won $1,000 in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz. Your next chance to win $1,000 coming up after the new news. I will give you a keyword then for yet another chance to win $1,000. Coming up an hour, we've got tickets to give away to see Jim Gaffigan. In 15 minutes, we're going to talk to actor David Duchovny, and obviously we're monitoring what's going on Capitol Hill right now. RFK Jr. is now testifying before a Senate committee about what's going on at the CDC. Obviously, a big local story that we're going to monitor. Big local story popped up yesterday on AJC.com. You know, I'm an unabashed fan of Coca-Cola, the globally recognized brand here in Atlanta. Covering the story for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, it's Amy Wink. Amy, good morning. Thanks so much for your time.
Hey, Mark. Good morning, and thank you so much for having me on the show.
So we go back in time to 2019. I remember talking about this acquisition that Coke made back in 2019, one of their biggest in history. Who did Coke acquire, or what did Coke acquire back in 2019?
Yeah, so Coca-Cola bought Costa Coffee for about $5 billion, and this is a British coffee chain. It's really big in Europe. It has about 2,700 locations in the United Kingdom and Ireland. It's also in other parts of the world, including the U.S. And you actually, may have seen it in Atlanta after Coca-Cola bought the brand. It opened some coffee shops here. There's one, for example, in Midtown's Technology Square, in town Brookhaven, West End, and West Midtown. So Costa Coffee, it sells hot and cold coffee drinks such as lattes, cappuccinos, and specialty drinks. But the business is broader than just coffee shops. They also have vending machines and canned drinks. And Costa Coffee is also served in restaurants and establishments. You may have seen it in AMC theaters.
Interesting. So, like a Starbucks, a British Starbucks on steroids, where they have coffee shops, but they also sell coffee in a retail setting. So this is a $5 billion acquisition. What was Coke's goal back in 2019 with this $5 billion acquisition?
Yeah, so Coca-Cola is really on a quest to become what it calls a total beverage company. It has about 200 brands today. Obviously the trademark Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, Sprite, Fanta, but it also has water, tea, juice, and milk brands. So when Coca-Cola announced the acquisition of Costa Coffee, it said this was more than just a brand for them. It was an opportunity for them to really scale within what they called a $500 billion global hot beverage category. And in my reporting this week, there was an expert who told me that he felt like Coca-Cola was really trying to, gain control of a coffee supply chain so it could enter the global market. Early on, some Coca-Cola executives were sharing in an earnings call that they really saw the opportunity to grow Costa Coffee's at-home products, its vending machines, and its ready-to-drink offerings, or, a coffee in a can, if you will.
Amy Wink from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. All right, so the big acquisition 2019. Fast forward to 2025. I don't want to be critical, but it probably hasn't worked out as well as Coca-Cola has imagined after spending $5 billion on that. What is the future of now that Costa Coffee company, and is it possible that Coke could divest itself from it?
Sure. To be totally clear, at this time, we don't know if Coca-Cola will sell Costa Coffee or not. There have been several media reports, especially they've come out from British media, that Coca-Cola is working with an investment bank to look at its options, which could include a potential sale. But Coca-Cola has not made any public statements, and therefore, we don't exactly know its exact reasoning for exploring these options. But the company had discussed Costa Coffee in July during an earnings call, and it said that its investment was, not where it wanted it to be, and that it was reflecting on what we've learned. And, I'm happy to go into some of the headwinds maybe that the company has faced, if you'd like.
Yeah, well, I think the one that stood out for me in your piece on AJC.com was if you're gonna buy this major brand for $5 billion. 2019 was probably the worst timing to do that, right? Right as we jump into a global pandemic, which I'd imagine prevent a lot of folks from going to Costa Coffee shops in England and Great Britain.
Oh, definitely. So the Coca-Cola had to close coffee shops, and the chief executive of the company in 2022 said in an earnings call, he called the timing of the Costa Coffee deal, quote, very unfortunate, and said that they hadn't advanced basically because COVID put, their plans on hold for 3 years. One thing also to note is, following the pandemic, there was a period of high inflation and rising costs, which experts told me had an impact. For example, the price per pound of coffee beans for consumers has nearly doubled since 2020. And, another factor perhaps is an expert shared with me that consumer tastes are changing a little bit. Younger people especially are seeking out alternatives to coffee, such as matcha or low-calorie energy drinks. So those are, some of the things that I pointed out in my reporting.
Yeah, a fascinating story. Final question for you, Amy. Again, with no confirmation that Coca-Cola is going to sell Costa Coffee, but they paid $5 billion in 2019. Do you have any idea what the company could be sold for today, 6 years later?
It's still very early on. There are media reports that there's some interest perhaps from private equity firms. And I don't know at this time what if there was a sale of what it could sell for. There are some reports that it might be a discount to what Coca-Cola had acquired it for. But, I guess we'll see. We're going to be watching, how this, if a transaction progresses and, whether or not there's any official updates from Coca-Cola or any interested companies.
Gotcha. Amy Wink, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Great stuff, Amy. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
There you go. Yeah, poor timing, Deborah. You buy the company right before the pandemic, then you get 3 years of lagging sales, and now coffee prices are through the roof. And as Amy mentioned, customer tastes are changing. The Gen Zers now foregoing coffee for the energy drinks. Ironically, let's stay in England. There's about to be or is already a ban on energy drinks for people under what age?
So I think this kicks in. The UK is going to ban the sale of caffeinated energy drinks to any minors. And in the UK, that is 16 and under.
So no Red Bull, Celsius.
So yeah, you're thinking Red Bull, Monster, Prime, the Celsius that the newsroom likes to get drunk in. They're not going to be able to sell those to anybody under 16 in the UK. And this is because they just think it's too dangerous for kids to have this much caffeine in their drinks. Anything over 150 milligrams is going to be, you're going to have an ID, or you're not going to be able to sell it in certain places.
Especially with all the vaping the kids are doing. You know, that's a double damage. I wonder if RFK Jr. Will take up the possible ban of energy drinks. Speaking of, let's go quickly to Capitol Hill and RFK Jr.
Organ harvesting, of living people, of line skipping, of favoritism.
That's a tough listen. All right, I'm going to have the newsroom monitor that. Any headlines that come out of the testimony from the Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., we will bring him to you live. Now, let's play her music. Yeah, let's go live to. Oh, by the way, when we come back, Ashley, after this traffic update, you ready?
Yeah.
David Duchovny is going to join us live.
I hear the music. I forget the show, but I hear it.
X-Files.
Yes. Yes, it was always creepy.
Anything creepy on the roads right now, buddy?
Yeah, they're saying maintenance operations, and at times they are having to block all lanes on the west side perimeter 285 southbound between Hollowell Parkway and I-20. Not sure when they're going to open lanes from that work. Don't have eyes on it, but it's quickly getting slow back towards South Cobb Drive. And road crews are working in the left lane in Woodstock on 575 northbound before and after Town Lake Parkway. Traffic brought to you by Blindster.com, their family business making custom blinds, shades, and shutters. Give them a try and see why over 1 million windows have trusted Blindster. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
All right, thank you. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Oh, my word.
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 12 p.m.
Is your old AC unit ready for another sweltering Atlanta summer? Probably not. Hey, good news. Mark Aaron back from my friends at Reliable. Great new deal going on right now, guys. Any size AC, just $69.99 a month, 0 down, low monthly payments, and next day installation guaranteed, or they pay you $500. Any AC, just $69.99 a month. Book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website at reliableair.com and click on the schedule service button or call or text 770-594-9969.
Shop organics at Whole Foods Market. Get organic black, red, and green seedless grapes for $2.99 per pound with Prime through September 9th. Snack on these crisp and juicy bites for a sweet pick-me-up. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
Avoid the stress of listing your home on the market and sell your home fast for all cash with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Don't worry about repainting your scuffed up walls or fixing your leaky faucet. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer allows you to bypass the market, receive an all cash offer, and close in as little as 21 days. There are no showings, no open houses, and no costly repairs. Mark Spain Real Estate makes selling your home stress-free. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
It's your money. Get it sooner. All you need is direct deposit with a checking or savings account at Coosa Valley Credit Union. This is Andy Harris, president of Coosa Valley Credit Union. Not only can you get your money sooner, but we believe in kinder banking where you deal with real people in person. So come see us.
Hey folks, it's Belinda. What you have planned this weekend? How about visiting the Lakewood 400 Antiques Market in Cumming, Friday through Sunday this weekend? Grab your spouse or your friends and go on a treasure hunt with over 500 booths. Everything you can imagine, from jewelry, collectibles, sports memorabilia, antiques, furniture, handcrafts, and toys. Every aisle and row is a different adventure. Come on out this weekend to the Lakewood 400 Antiques Market, 1321 Atlanta Highway and Cumming. Visit LakewoodAntiques.com.
I've been forecasting sunshine for you for 40 years. Hi, it's meteorologist Glenn Burns, and now I'm excited with the sunshine inside my home. It's bigger and brighter thanks to my Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows from North Georgia Replacement Windows. They're not big and bulky like vinyl composite windows. Fiberglass is stronger with narrower frames that brighten your home with more daylight and bigger views.
Infinity from Marvin Replacement Windows, yeah!
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But what if you could get both? Why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge, but it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. And we know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about MediShare, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And MediShare works, too. It has for more than 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of members who love having telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
10:51 on the Mark Arum Show. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll update our top local stories. A couple of big stories brewing in Washington, D.C. Complete coverage throughout the day on 95.5 WSB. When producer Deborah told me she had booked David Duchovny for the show today, I was flabbergasted, amazed, excited, and just assumed that the incomparable talent of David Duchovny would be here to talk about a new movie coming out or a new Broadway show he was on. But I was surprised that he is here to talk about his newly released book of poetry. I shouldn't have been surprised, David, doing my research. You've been a poet for a number of years.
Yeah, closet poet. That's what I've been since high school.
Yeah, since high school, which is remarkable. I'm not going to, tell you, ask your age now, but why from high school till now? What inspired you to release this book of poetry?
Well, I just didn't get good enough till now. It took me that many years. I don't know. I mean, I realized there was almost like there was a lot of poems building up over the years. And I thought, well, it's interesting to think of this as a poetic autobiography in code, but not code like I'm trying to ask people, figure out what I'm talking about in my life, but just for myself. And then the trick of poems is not really what they mean to me. I mean, these poems mean something different to me than they do to you, and that's the glory of it. It's really my ambition is to write a poem where you go, how the hell did David know what was in my head?
Yeah, the interpretation of the reader. So were you collecting these over the years, or did you sit down recently and just knock out a bunch of poems? How did this collection come together?
Both. There's some, maybe a third of them that are old or span the last 20, 25 years or even longer. And then the most of them are more recent in the last few years. And I think there's a bunch that have been lost. I'm sure, before we had all the storage capacity that we had, when the storage capacity used to be pen and paper, I'm sure they're gone, and that's okay,
David Duchovny joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. What's your slugging percentage as a poet, David? How many do you fit down? Yeah, like do you say, "Oh, that's great," or "All right, that's not quite there yet, and it won't make the book"?
I'd say 500.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I probably throw. There's probably half of the things that I do that I either abandon or, when they're finished, I think, didn't quite make it. I mean, I don't think everything I do is a home run, but there has to be a sense in which they're all failures in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like to write a poem is to embrace failure because you're trying to say what cannot be said. That's really what a poem is for me.
Yeah, and
so it's going to fail. It's going to fail, and some failures are better than others.
yeah. The book, by the way, is called About Time. Available booksellers everywhere right now, David?
I think so. I hope so.
I hope so, yeah. If you don't mind, I've got to ask you about one project you were in outside of poetry. And it was appearances on my favorite television show of all time, The Larry Sanders Show. What was your experience like on that show and your relationship with the cast? And, of course, Gary Shandling.
Well, hard for me to distinguish between the fun that I had doing that show and the lifelong friend that I made doing that show, which was Gary Shandling. So for me, obviously the most important thing that happened for me to get on that set was to meet Gary and for us to have the friendship that we had until he died. But also, the reason I wanted to be on that set so badly was because I recognized in Gary a kind of comedic genius that I wanted to aspire to or to play with. And, all those things coming together for me, the work that we did, I mean, it doesn't seem like work because it was so much fun, but, it lasts, that kind of humor that Gary was able to capture. It lasts, and people still remember it and still appreciate it. And it was really unique.
Yeah.
And I miss him.
Yeah, we all
miss
miss him.
a lot. And also I met Judd Apatow, doing that. So that's somebody that I still work with and, appreciate Judd's comedic genius as well. So those are the two relationships that I had coming out of that show.
Yeah, we all miss him. Maybe a future poem about the magic that was Gary Shandling.
I did write a song. It's the only song I've ever dedicated to anybody. It's on my third album. It's called Playing at the Same Dream, which was when Judd Apatow did the Gary Shandling documentary called The Zen Diaries of Gary Shandling. He went into, drawers that Gary had left behind after he died suddenly. And on one slip of paper, like on a yellow pad, which is how Gary kept his ideas close, it said playing at the same dream. We're all playing at the same dream. And I just thought, that's a great concept phrase to write a song about. So that's what I did.
I'm going to go pull that audio, play it next hour. David Duchovny, the book About Time. David, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck on the book, my friend.
Thank you.
There you go, David Duchovny. We'll try to find that. I would love to hear his song dedicated to Gary Shandling. Love Gary Shandling. Rest in peace. All right, news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, the Beige Book is out. Gives us a read on how the U.S. economy is doing. Mike McKee from Bloomberg News will have the latest next on The Mark Arum Show.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter for virtualimagingATL.com. When I first made my first appointment and I went to Virtual Imaging, I got my calcium score. And it was a little high, but I worked on everything that they told me to work on. I worked on my diet. I exercised better. I lost weight and I ate better. And everything came down. Listen, your health is all you have, right? And it's good to know what's going on inside your body. So I need you right now to go to virtualimagingatl.com right now and schedule an appointment. And for a limited time only, they are offering a $49 heart scan per person. This is a $495 value. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot impress upon you enough. We are getting older, every single one of us. We need to know what's going on, and virtualimagingatl.com allows that to happen. For $49, it seems worth it to save your life for your children, your spouse, your grandchildren, and everyone who loves you. So please go to virtualimagingatl.com and schedule an appointment right this minute.
My name is Maria. Okay, I lied, it's Mary. But I'm feeling more European after my European-style holiday on MSC Cruises. The restauranti, restaurants. nightlife and shops in La Galeria. And of course, American touches, like a sports bar and water slides. Ah, bellissimo. Okay, this is a problem.
Book now and save up to 40% off, plus kids sail free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Well, I bet it is safe to say you are sick and tired of home services companies that don't show up on time, don't get it right, ghost you then when you need them later. Hey, it's Chris Chandler. I don't have to worry about any of that because I only trust TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. TE Certified is a well-oiled machine with the highest level of communication and follow-up. They're on time, friendly, and fully stocked.
TE certified. We love your home.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. Happening right now as Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was making his opening remarks before a congressional committee. A protester in the gallery started yelling.
It takes over 3 months to get
The nation's health secretary expected to face some tough questions today about turmoil at federal health agencies. The U.S. Senate Finance Committee called Kennedy to a hearing about his plans to, according to Kennedy's slogan, make America healthy again. But also at issue are layoffs and planned budget cuts. Some say that he is wrecking the nation's ability to prevent disease.
We need bold, competent, and creative new leadership at CDC. People able and willing to chart a new course.
And that's Kennedy testifying. He says that we needed to fire some people at the CDC due to being what he calls the sickest country in the world. Your weather for today, partly cloudy, isolated rain showers are possible, and a high of 87 this afternoon, says Channel 2 Action News meteorologist Brad Nitz. The GBI is investigating a deadly shooting involving a Locust Grove police officer.
Crews responding to a house fire on Cadence Street make a surprise discovery.
Forced entry into the house to try to extinguish the fire. Were encountered by a male suspect armed with a large knife.
Chief Derek Austin says after repeated refused commands to drop the knife, the man is shot and killed by Locust Grove police, who then make their way upstairs.
Officers then went upstairs to where the fire was and located a deceased adult female in the upstairs bedroom who had been severely burned.
3 other household members were found hiding and taken to safety. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
As the Barrow County community recognizes 1 year since the Appalachia High School shooting, a judge has set a new trial date for the father of the accused shooter.
Colin Gray's trial was originally expected to begin next week, but that was delayed a couple months back due to scheduling conflicts. Now, Superior Court Judge Nicholas Prim has put Gray's trial on the calendar for February 9th next year. While he's being tried in Barrow County, the jury will come from nearby Hall County. Gray's accused of buying the AR-style weapon used in the shooting as a Christmas gift for his son, Colt Gray. Colin has pleaded not guilty. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
All right, did you pick up a Powerball ticket? You may want to double check. While nobody won last night's $1.4 billion grand prize, 2 tickets sold here in Georgia are worth $1 million each. And those tickets matched 5 numbers. 6 other Georgia players scored $50 grand apiece after matching 4 numbers plus the Powerball. One winner used the power play to double their money to $100,000. The jackpot rolls over for Saturday night's drawing to a whopping $1.7 billion. It would be the game's 3rd biggest prize ever. And while we're talking about money, American workers are growing increasingly stressed about debt and finances. That's according to a new Bank of America survey. It shows just 47% of people with jobs felt financially secure. That's down from 52% in January. 3/4 of workers are worried about the overall state of the economy. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. We say good morning to Alex Williams. He has a look at the roads on this Thursday.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. Right now, watching some slow traffic up through Woodstock due to construction set up in the left lane, 575 northbound, getting past Town Lake Parkway, exit number 8. Elsewhere, if you're traveling on 400 southbound into Midtown out of Buckhead, you're on the brakes from Lennox Road, trying to ramp on to 85 south. We'll see what's cooking there. And earlier traffic pacing all wrapped up, 285 southbound, the outer loop on the west side between Hollowell Parkway exit 12 and I-20 exit 10. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad, and it's headed to 87 this afternoon. That's our average high this time of year. Partly cloudy with some isolated showers and storms. Rain chance 30%. Mostly sunny, hot and dry tomorrow. Low 70, high 92.
77 degrees right now in Roswell, 79 in Fayetteville. Here in Midtown Atlanta, we have 78 degrees. More news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
No
I'll run this town to be near you.
11:04 on this extremely busy news day Thursday. Welcome back, friends. Mark Aram and crew with you till noon. 30 minutes from right now, Deborah's going to give away tickets to see Jim Gaffigan. And in 1 hour, I'm going to give you another keyword in the 5K day bonus blitz. Another chance for you to win $1,000 here on 95.5 WSB. Monitoring a Senate hearing right now, Robert Kennedy Jr. Being grilled by an oversight committee talking about COVID response, CDC, etc. That is a story we are going to monitor throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. The infamous Beige Book was released. What it had to say. Joining us live covering the story from Bloomberg News, our buddy Mike McKee. Mike, good morning, sir. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Up on Capitol Hill watching the Stephen Myron hearing. So a lot going on in Washington these days.
Before we get to the Beige Book, just for listeners that aren't familiar, what exactly is the Beige Book?
The Beige Book is a compilation of anecdata, put it that way, that are collected by the various regional Fed banks about how the economy is performing in each of their districts. It talks in general terms about what companies and consumers are telling them about the economy, as opposed to actual data like the jobs report or something like that.
So that being said, what did the Beige Book tell us, if anything?
Didn't tell us much that we don't know. Basically, it said that the economy is kind of growing at a moderate pace. 8 districts reported little change in activity. 4 said there was modest growth, and businesses said consumer spending was kind of flat to declining. They are seeing some tariff price increases and economic uncertainty that is holding back the economy was kind of the general conclusion. But I think everybody kind of feels that already.
So investors not really reacting to the Beige Book data, just confirming what we already knew about the economy?
Yeah, that's basically it, and it generally doesn't move a lot of markets because it's not hard data. It's, as I say, anecdata, but it's good to get a feed, and the Fed officials like it because they get this fed into them from around the country. So it's not just New York, Washington, Atlanta data. It's everybody everywhere and how they are experiencing things.
Excellent. Mike McKee from Bloomberg. So, Mike, I'm focused on this RFK Jr. hearing. What's the hearing you're monitoring exactly?
Well, Stephen Myron, the chairman of the Council of Economic Advisors, has been nominated to take a position as a governor on the Federal Reserve Board, and he's having his nomination hearing today. And Democrats are kind of roasting him over the Lisa Cook issues and the issues of Fed independence. Senator Elizabeth Warren saying the president was trying to appoint lackeys to the Fed, and the Democrats are giving him a very hard time about being very politically partisan in favor of President Trump, and now saying I'll be independent and nonpartisan on the Fed.
So Myron would replace Lisa Cook? That's the vacancy?
No, Myron would replace Adriana Kugler, who resigned in August. There is an opening there. Cook is still, as of this moment,
That's
a
what I thought.
member of the Federal Reserve. Yeah. So we're waiting. Today or tomorrow, we may find out more.
Well, I mean, this is fascinating, Mike. Thank you for updating us on this. Real quickly, before I know you have to get back to it, what's his background?
Well, he is a PhD from Harvard, and he worked at think tanks around the country ahead of time, conservative think tanks, and he's been the president's chief economic advisor now since Trump took office. But he's written some controversial papers. He was the one who came up with the idea of the so-called Mar-a-Lago Accord to weaken the dollar, and he's also suggested that the president should have more power over the Federal Reserve, and they should have less independence. So it's kind of a hard circle for him to square before this committee.
All right, get back to the hearing. Mike, great stuff as always, man. Thank you so much.
All right, take care.
There you go. All right, so not just the RFK hearing, but the Stephen Meyer, I believe you said his name was, to get the Fed chair seat. While I have a second, because I'm monitoring what's going on with RFK, he's being grilled by Senator Mark Warren of Virginia right now. We have this is breaking news. Let me get the breaking news sounder, Longoria. This is going back to the WSB Carathon, the 25th annual WSB Carathon, the record-breaking 25th WSB Carathon. Deborah, we still have tickets for next Thursday evening. This is an amazing event. We've never done anything like this before. First of its kind. It's a fun night out and a fight and help to fight childhood cancer. It's the WSB host meet and greet at Truist Park next Thursday, 1 week from today, September 11th at 6 p.m. It's a cool venue, obviously, Truist Park. We're going to be out at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Park, which is, attached to Truist Park, where the Braves play. All the WSB hosts will be there. Me, the Erics, Shelly, I believe, will be there. Chris Chandler. It's going to be awesome. Maya's coming with me. The Frascas will be there. Smile and Mark. I mean, we've never done this before. So we're going to mingle outside of Truist Park at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Park. Heavy hors d'oeuvres and drinks, which you serve heavy hors d'oeuvres. I'm coming to anything that you're holding. It could be an anti-Semitic rally, but if you have heavy hors d'oeuvres, I might show up. There's going to be a home run derby. I'm going to go on a limb. Unless Dr. Joe shows up, I'm probably going to win the home run derby. Dr. Joe, notably a better athlete than Andrew Longoria, according to staff research. And then all the hosts, we're going to be on a panel together and answering questions from listeners. So the reason I'm telling you this, we still have a couple of tickets available just for today and tomorrow, and then that's it. They're gone. So if you want to join us for this amazing event, the tickets cover you and a +1. So you can bring your spouse, your side piece, your friend, your mom, your dad, your kid, whatever. Just go to choa.org/WSB events. That's CHOA.org/WSB events. Click on incentives. And again, we have a few tickets left. This could be one and done. This could be the only time we're going to do this meet and greet at Truist Park. So I'm excited for it. I'm going to flex my home run derby skills. Vegas says I am a -2,000 favorite to win the home run derby at Truist Park. So if I don't win, Deborah, feel free to make fun of me on Friday morning.
I think the big thing is you guys can ask all kinds of questions that maybe we've never addressed on the air or you've just always wondered. This is your shot to ask those questions.
Yeah, not safe for radio kind of question panel. I think Erickson dubbed that not safe for radio. So I'm going to post the link on all my social medias. But if you want to come, it's going to be awesome time. I'm very excited about this. choa.org/WSB events. CHOA.org/WSB events and click on incentives. And I hope I see all of you there Thursday evening at Truist Park. All right, I haven't had a chance to update this story. This could impact us because there are neighbors to the south. Florida vaccine mandates.
Florida's controversial move dismisses what public health officials credit for limiting the spread of infectious diseases and puts Florida more in line with HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s agenda as a vaccine skeptic. California, Oregon, and Washington's governors said they'd be going in a different direction, launching the West Coast Health Alliance in an effort to give vaccine recommendations based on science, not politics.
All right, so Florida is going to end vaccine mandates for everybody, including students. And that's, like measles and mumps and chicken pox. And so tomorrow morning, Deborah, we're going to get a reporter on from our sister station in Orlando, WDBO, just to see what reaction is from Floridians on the end of the vaccine mandate in the state of Florida. I don't know. I mean, it impacts us because we border them. We don't have a buffer zone. There's not North Dakota between us. They're right there. So we'll see. So we'll go live to Orlando tomorrow on the show and get the very latest on that. President Trump obviously made some headlines yesterday, meeting with the president of Poland, discussing the Russia-Ukraine war, NATO, the Epstein files. I don't know if he addressed this yesterday or not, but is it possible, Deborah, again, this is my hope going back to 2016, that if President Trump was elected, he would be the first president to really let fly the UFO files. Maybe that would get rid of the Epstein file story.
Your dream might come true.
Yeah, so is it possible that President Trump could release new alien files?
The White House oversight staff, they say that the unidentified anomalous phenomenon, they don't call them aliens anymore, okay? You have to call it unidentified anomalous phenomenons. They're going to have a hearing next Tuesday. So Tuesday the 9th, the president will possibly, it doesn't say for sure, but he will possibly declassify the Pentagon's papers on any alien evidence that there might be. Now, like you said, he kind of said this. He was asked about it before the election. and he teased that, oh yeah, he'll get it done. So maybe your dreams are going to come true.
Well, I mean, maybe he was just like, that's his ace up his sleeve. Like he's like, when the heat is really on me, I'll just pull the alien card out.
Shift focus.
Yeah, like because the Epstein story is not going away anytime soon, right? So maybe this is what's the timeline on this, Deborah? When is this could possibly be released?
It's Tuesday, next Tuesday.
All right.
Yeah, next Tuesday.
So maybe he's just been holding the UFOs or whatever the hell they call them. I'm sorry. His mama called him Clay. I'm going to call him Clay. I'm still calling him UFOs. Maybe he's been waiting for the perfect time to pull out the UFO files to distract from the Epstein files. I don't know if that's considered 3D chess or what, but just release all the files, dag nabbit. Epstein and aliens. What if Epstein was an alien? I bet there's already a Reddit thread on that says Epstein was an alien. Yeah. All right. Still to come, Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Jim Gaffigan. Oh, by the way, did we get a pair for our buddy from Georgia Power?
Ooh,
Jacob?
That would be an Amanda and Tracy
All
question.
right. We'll hook Jacob up. He was great coming in from Georgia. In case you missed that, Longoria is going to post the podcast. Jacob Hawkins, Director of Communications from Georgia Power, was in studio at 10 o'clock talking about the increased use of power, especially with all those new data centers coming in. So anyway, Jacob's going to get them, I'm sure. We'll make that happen. But you could win a pair of tickets to see Jim Gaffigan coming up at 11:37. Then right after the new news, going to give you another keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz, a chance for you to win $1,000 here on WSB, just like Brian and Grayson did in the 10 o'clock hour. Right now, though, he is a winner in the game of life. Let's say hello and good morning to Alex Williams.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Not winning if you're trying to make your way south of I-20 on the downtown connector. Atlanta Fire Rescue on scene, dousing a car fire, 7585 southbound, University Avenue, exit 244. They're in a couple of the right lanes as that jam gets worse back toward I-20. Think about Metropolitan Parkway as your alternate. Also heading south into town, there's construction, 400 southbound on the ramp to 85 south. It's mostly off to the left, but still causing some brake lights, leaving Lennox Road, and left lane construction in Woodstock, 575 northbound Town Lake Parkway, exit 8. Traffic brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Stock up on home essentials at Whole Foods Market. Get 30% off 7th generation select cleaning supplies with Prime through September 9th. While supplies last, shop in store or online. Terms apply. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
That's awesome. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 12 p.m.
That's amazing.
From 95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
You've heard about the thousands of patients finally getting relief from chronic joint pain thanks to QC Kinetics non-invasive treatments. And here's one who was determined to avoid surgery. Meet Vicky.
The orthopedic surgeon said, well, you're going to need knee replacement sooner rather than later. I kept hearing commercials about QC Kinetics and thought, well, I'm going to check them out first.
QC Kinetics has treated over 20,000 patients like Vicky around the country. People who were told they needed surgery but chose a more natural, less invasive approach that uses regenerative treatments to help heal and restore painful joints with no downtime.
If QC Kinetics had not been what I expected, I would have gone through with the surgery, but I got so much relief, am now pretty much pain-free that I don't have to have the surgery.
Before going under the knife, you need to check out QC Kinetics. The consultation is free. Call today.
Call QC Kinetics, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026.
Finding trustworthy people to properly fix your septic system can seem hopeless. Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Scorpion Septic. Don't give up hope. Just read some of our 5-star reviews. Your neighbors know my trustworthy team will solve your septic problems on the spot.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic. Never a pump out charge with your repair. Get a free quote at scorpionsepticservices.com.
ScorpionSepticServices.com.
Skip the hassle of constantly cleaning and costly repairs and sell your home completely stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Sean Hannity here. Now's a great time to sell your home in Atlanta as home values have continued to rise and your home may be worth more than you even realize. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can receive the strongest cash offer in the industry and close within days. Find out what the guaranteed offer would be on your home. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com and you can start packing.
What you walk on in your home should be wonderful.
Hi, I'm Michael, proud founder of Authentic Hardwood Flooring. Luxury vinyl plank flooring is all the rage, but it's not all the same. Don't settle for flimsy flooring from a big box store. You deserve the highest quality. Plus, no payment, no interest. Our promise is to make your flooring process painless. Our focus is to make it perfect.
Authentic Hardwood Flooring offers high-quality craftsmanship with an exceptional customer experience. AuthenticHardwoodFlooring.com.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, and this month, we're celebrating 86 years in Atlanta. D. Geller & Son is Atlanta's first diamond wholesaler and jewelry manufacturer. That's why we've had Atlanta's lowest diamond prices since 1939. It also means we make Atlanta's best custom jewelry, from redesigning an heirloom to designing your one-of-a-kind ring from the ground up. The best quality, lowest prices, and expert small business service to help you find the perfect piece. In Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Hey folks, it's Belinda. What you have planned this weekend? How about visiting the Lakewood 400 Antiques Market in Cumming, Friday through Sunday this weekend? Grab your spouse or your friends and go on a treasure hunt with over 500 booths. Everything you can imagine, from jewelry, collectibles, sports memorabilia, antiques, furniture, handcrafts, and toys. Every aisle and row is a different adventure. Come on out this weekend to the Lakewood 400 Antiques Market, 1321 Atlanta Highway in Cumming. Visit LakewoodAntiques.com.
At Kroger Pharmacy, we make it easy to get flu, COVID, and RSV vaccines. They're available at no cost to you with most insurance plans. No appointment needed. And we're open weekdays, weeknights, and weekends. So come and visit us when it's most convenient for you. Kroger Health, a world of care is in store. Vaccines subject to availability. No cost to you with most insurance plans. Check with your plan for eligibility. Restrictions and exclusions may apply. See site for details.
Living in the South offers us a lot of things. We get to bop carpenter bees with a badminton racket, and we get to argue which is better, tea or sweet tea. We also get to use our deck 12 months a year, and that is awesome. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations, my deck guys. You know when is a great time to get a new deck? Now. It's always deck season, and Ben Hill Renovations can turn your old backyard into outdoor living space. Host a party, watch the big game, cook out. It's all possible on your new deck from Ben Hill Renovations, and it's easy. Ben Hill offers free estimates at your home, or you can go to their showroom where you can see and feel the many different options for your new deck. Ben Hill offers a better contractor experience. Every project is built with future county and city code requirements in mind, and all jobs are backed by the Ben Hill Renovations Workmanship Warranty. See them on the web at bhrenovations.com. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
He's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down.
That's Speaker Mike Johnson trying to give some clarification on what President Trump has been demanding is a Democratic hoax with the Epstein files. Speaker Johnson saying that, no, the crimes weren't a hoax. Not sure what is a hoax. And Deborah, again, I think the use of the word hoax is not the word he should be using, because we've heard from a number of the victims yesterday saying we're not a hoax. We're not. He needs to replace the word hoax with ploy. This is a Democratic ploy, meaning the politicization of the right. You can't. Hoax means this is fake. It's fake news. And the women yesterday are like, we're not fake. This actually happened. We were abused and trafficked by Epstein and Maxwell. In fact, this is Marjorie Taylor Greene, Georgia Congresswoman, yesterday on the Real America's Voice Network.
Today he called it a hoax while these women were speaking out, and they were saying, we're not a hoax. We're human beings. And And I think we need to see something turn around there.
You know,
and I'll say this, Eric.
He can prove it's a
Yeah.
hoax by releasing it. Let us decide if it's a hoax or not. I mean,
It's not a hoax because Jeffrey Epstein is a convicted pedophile. That takes away the whole hoax things. It's not a hoax. It's not a lie.
Yeah, you got to lose that word. It's not a hoax. Say it's a Democratic ploy. You can't say hoax because that just undermines the victims of Epstein and Maxwell. All right, RFK is getting grilled by Democrats. I'm not sure how Republicans are handling it right now when it comes to his testimony now on Capitol Hill. This is Secretary Kennedy discussing the changes at the CDC.
These changes were absolutely necessary adjustments to restore the agency to its role as the world's gold standard public health agency with the central mission of protecting Americans from infectious disease.
All right, more from this is Senator Ron Wyden, a Democrat from Oregon, questioning RFK Jr.
I traveled across Oregon last month, and the message was the same from one end of the state to the other. Families are confused. They're scared about who to trust about their health care. Robert Kennedy and Donald Trump have done so much to feed that mistrust.
More from Kennedy talking about COVID and the role of the CDC.
We literally did worse than any country in the world. And the people at CDC who oversaw that process, who put masks on our children, who closed our schools, are the people who will be leaving.
Apparently, I don't have audio from this, but apparently Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff called on RFK Jr. to resign ahead of the Senate hearing. We're monitoring this. We're getting more audio, and we'll provide it throughout the afternoon here on WSB. Again, Health and Human Services Director Robert F. Kennedy Jr. testifying today in front of the Senate Finance Committee. Obviously, a story that has big local impacts here at the CDC. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, Deborah, we celebrated eBay's birthday. Today, Google celebrates a birthday. How old's Google now?
Google is officially 27 years
Oh,
old.
wow.
It launched on September 4th, 1998. I know, I feel really old saying that myself.
Does anyone not use Google? Does anyone use other search engines, or is Google still? It's got to. I mean, I know it's number one, but is there even what's the second most used search engine?
Bing. Isn't Bing still around?
Bing?
Yeah.
Bing Turkey's done?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bing's still around.
Yeah.
Still around.
Vinny, give me
Engineering gave me one called Brave. It's like a part of my computer. I've used it a couple times, but my default is Google.
That's a phishing exposition, Deborah. They're just trying to get you caught up.
No,
Vin,
Rick put it on there.
Vin, do me a favor. Find out the top 5 most used search engines on the internet, and we'll give you that update when we come back after news, weather, and traffic. A lot of big stories. We're going to go back to D.C., the latest on the Russia-Ukraine war, and Deborah's got tickets to give away to see the amazingly funny Jim Gaffigan. And don't forget, right after the new news, I'm giving you a keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz. Another chance for you to win $1,000, just like Brian and Grayson did last hour, just for listening to 95.5 WSB.
Hi, it's Tim Andrews from the Von Hessler Doctrine for my roofer, FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but not sure when you'll be able to get it into the budget? Spring is in the air, and our houses and our landscapes are getting manicured. But how is your roof looking? You know, a new roof can dramatically improve the look of your house. And I know, there are a lot of uncertainties in the economy right now. So, FGA Roofing has put together an offer you should consider. The 000 plan. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments for 12 months. With FGA Roofing, you can get a quote in just a few days and your roof installed in just a couple of weeks. And the best part is you can wait and pay until it fits your timeline. FGA Roofing specializes in slate, tile, wood shake, cedar, and architectural roofs. Don't forget, it's the 000 plan. Hard to beat that, right? From FGA Roofing, where you'll get first-rate installation and quality service. Search FGA Roofing for a free quote today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
Or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hurricane season is here, friends, and now's the time to make sure your roof is ready for whatever comes next. Hey, it's Mark Aaron back with you. At Dr. Roof, they're experts at hurricane proofing your home. From inspecting shingles to reinforcing your roof structure, they make sure your home is secure before the storm hits. Don't wait until it's too late. Get a free, no-obligation roof inspection from Dr. Roof today. Get ready before the hurricane season goes into overdrive. Call Dr. Roof today.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by Rocco's European Garage. Happening now, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is in Washington facing questions from lawmakers on Capitol Hill over a variety of topics. He is defending his actions thus far.
We have been the busiest, most proactive administration in HHS history.
Secretary Kennedy accused former CDC Director Dr. Susan Menares of lying about him, asking her to go along with vaccine recommendations. Kennedy saying that a number of his key advisory panel members are pro-vaccine. This comes after more than 1,000 former and current HHS employees called for his resignation. We will be watching this hearing and bringing you the very latest. We'll have much more for you coming up on the news at noon. All right, your weather for today, partly cloudy and isolated rain showers possible. That rain chance at 30%, says Channel 2 Action News meteorologist Brad Nitz. Your afternoon high right there around 87. In Locust Grove today, a police officer shoots and kills a man. This after police and fire were responding to a house fire on Cadence Street. Police Chief Derek Austin says they initially went in to put the fire out.
They forced entry into the house to try to extinguish the fire, and they were encountered by a male suspect armed with a large knife.
And after repeatedly refusing verbal commands and being tased, the man was shot and killed by police. Officers then discovered the burned body of a woman upstairs in that home, and then they found 3 other household members hiding in a bedroom. They were all okay. Henry County Fire Marshal and the GBI now investigating. In Barrow County, a judge has set a new trial date for the father of the accused Appalachia High School shooter. Barrow County court records showing Colin Gray's trial will now go on February 9th of next year. His trial was originally set to start next week, but was pushed back due to scheduling issues. This comes as the Barrow County community remembers the tragic shooting 1 year ago today. How are you feeling this morning? Well, it is now September, and with September means fall allergies, and that could be a big problem for those who have asthma. Dr. Erin Gardner is with Atlanta Allergy and Asthma.
If you have asthma triggered by allergies, that's something that can lead to emergency room visits, hospitalizations due to difficulty with breathing.
She says some 22 million adults here in the U.S. live with asthma. Every September, doctors say they do see an increase in asthma flare-ups due to fall allergies and viral infections. Let's take a look at the markets. We are in the green this morning. The Dow's up 183 at 45,454. NASDAQ right now is up slightly, and so is the S&P. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center with a look at your Thursday morning roads.
And watching the brake lights if you got to make the trek toward the south side of the airport through downtown Serena. Car fire cleanup, 2 right lanes blocked, 75-85 South, University Avenue, exit 244. You're slow back before I-20. Take Northside Drive to Highway 29 or Metropolitan Parkway. Left lane construction 400 southbound, ramping onto 85 southbound, slow in the right in Buckhead. And we also have left lane construction in Woodstock. Travel advisory here, 575 northbound at Town Lake Parkway. Brake lights, heavy brake lights stretch all the way back to Bells Ferry Road, Highway 5 Canton Road, a good way around that. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad, and it's partly cloudy, isolated showers and storms today. Some with some locally heavy rain, but rain chance just 30%, high 87. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, will start at 70, high 92.
And we have 80 degrees here in Midtown Atlanta. More news at noon. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
The Bulldogs are 1-0 and take the field again this Saturday.
Toss to the back, and that is Phillips.
Tune in as fourth-ranked Georgia hits the gridiron against Austin Peay.
Phillips will break a tackle at the 8.
Your full day of Bulldogs programming begins at 11:30 a.m.
Sprint into the end zone for the first touchdown of the year.
Only on your home of the Dogs, 95.5 WSB. Brought to you in part by Hoffman Financial Group, official partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
We have taken measures to fight waste, fraud, and abuse just by eliminating duplicative
RFK Jr.
enrollments.
at a testimony in front of Senate committee. We'll continue to follow that. We're going to go back to D.C., get the latest on the Russia-Ukraine war. And Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Jim Gaffigan. All of that straight ahead on The Mark Arum Show.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. I know finding a dream engagement ring can be overwhelming, but don't worry, we got you. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond at Shane Company is truly the best of the best. Our team travels the world to see diamonds up close, in person. We handpick each one for its unique fire, brilliance, and scintillation. Diamond buying is an art. Of course, we look at cut, color, clarity, and carat, known as the 4 C's, but that's not all. We also look at how each diamond looks on a hand, where it will be worn, how it makes you feel, and if it's worthy of a Shane Company customer. That type of expertise only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. We also think about your budget. We only pick the best in each grade in all shapes and sizes. Your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or shaneco.com and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hi, I'm Deborah Morton, host of Inside Georgia Real Estate, right here on 95.5 WSB. If you listen to my show each Saturday, we cover Atlanta's housing market and all things real estate related. So, whether you're buying your dream home or selling your current one, hiring the right agent is essential. The Agency Atlanta is the iconic brokerage that is revolutionizing real estate worldwide. We pair global resources with decades of hyper-local Atlanta market expertise to deliver results. If you're selling your home, we'll help you showcase your property and maximize your return. If you're buying, we'll guide you through every step to secure the perfect home for your lifestyle. Either way, we would love to earn the privilege of being your agent. So, if you're looking for that perfect Buckhead bungalow, that Alpharetta estate, an in-town condo, or suburban bliss, visit InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com today to connect with us at the Agency Atlanta. That's InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com.
Better prices, better views. Window comfort, meant just for you. Window comfort.
Window Comfort's exclusive window line is built for Georgia's extreme heat and guaranteed to lower your energy bills. Right now, get buy 2, get 2 free with no payments till 2026. Schedule your no-pressure estimate today at windowcomfort.com.
Better prices, better views. Window comfort, meant just for you. Window comfort.
They will not act as segregationists or integrationists, but as soldiers called to active duty to carry out their assigned tasks.
68 years ago today, Arkansas Governor Orville Faubus ordered the National Guard to stop black students from entering Little Rock Central High School September 4th, 1957, 68 years ago. It's shocking to me, Deborah, that a large number of the listeners to WSB Radio were alive during a time of school segregation.
Yeah, my parents had school segregation.
Yeah, that's insane to me. That was 68 years ago today. Arkansas governor using the National Guard, who've been in the news recently, from stopping black students from entering Little Rock Central High School. We're going to continue to monitor the RFK testimony. We're going to go to the White House in just a second. But, Deborah, we've got another pair of amazing tickets to give away right now, buddy.
Yeah, tickets to go check out Jim Gaffigan at Atlanta Symphony Hall September 12th, and that is next Friday.
Next Friday, my anniversary. Vinny, let's do the eighth caller. Eighth caller to 404-872-0750. Eighth caller to 404-872-0750 wins a pair of tickets to see Jim Gaffigan on my anniversary next Friday at Atlanta Symphony Hall, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show and WSB Radio. All right, back to the White House. White House correspondent Karen Travers. Karen, a lot of big headlines and news came out of the White House yesterday, but let's focus on the Russia-Ukraine war. President Trump scheduled to have a call with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. What do we expect to occur on that call? And a broader sense, what's going on currently with the Russia-Ukraine war?
Yeah, I mean, it's the big question about what's going to happen next. It's been nearly 3 weeks since the president met with Vladimir Putin in Alaska, and there is no meeting on the books between Putin and President Zelensky. And that's been a big push by the president, by the administration, since that Alaska summit. In fact, the president had given a 2-week deadline. That deadline ends tomorrow for Putin to agree to meet with Zelensky. And he was asked about that yesterday and said that he'll know pretty soon what we're going to do if Putin doesn't agree to that. You and I had talked about this. You know, the Russians have been slow walking any planning for a meeting, saying that, you know, all of the terms need to be set, the negotiations have to be worked out before the two leaders sit down together. The White House took a very different perspective on that, and the president feels like they should get in the room and work out the details. So that meeting does not seem likely to happen anytime soon, but the president will be speaking with Zelensky today, and it comes as Zelensky is meeting with European leaders in France. The president will also join that conversation remotely, and that big discussion will be about what security guarantees could be like for Ukraine at the end of the war with Russia, and how the Europeans would play a big role in that, what the U.S. involvement would look like, and what the Ukrainians would agree to in order to cut any deals to end the war.
Karen, we've seen so many deadlines pass with zero repercussions for Russia. I'm assuming that when this latest deadline passes, we will see no backlash against Russia again.
There isn't something specific that the president has said is on the table right now for tomorrow if this deadline passes. Now, yesterday, he took issue with a question that said, you know, he has had a lack of action on Russia in response to the war in Ukraine. And he said, well, we put those tariffs on India, and that was a strong action because of how much business India does with Russia, and that was putting pressure on Russia. You know, significant tariffs, yes, 50% on India, and that has made India very upset. But in terms of getting Russia to change its actions, behavior in the war, that hasn't changed. The president also indicated there's a phase 2 or phase 3 when it comes to trying to put the squeeze on Russia, but gave no details of what exactly that looks like.
You mentioned India. Modi made an appearance at that big China summit, you know, with China, Russia, North Korea, and briefly there, India. Did the president, was he asked about that China summit at all yesterday?
He was, and he indicated that he was watching it, and he said he thinks that they teed it up to make him watch it. He called it a beautiful summit, and that he was paying attention to it. He also took issue with the fact that the United States wasn't mentioned by Xi during remarks. He thought that the United States should have been at least acknowledged as being a power. So you kind of get a sense that he felt a little left out of the process. But, you know, I think all the indications from a summit like that are that, you know, these are countries that can go together, that, you know, India is obviously very frustrated with these significant tariffs from the United States, but they're looking to have that tighter business relationship with China, looking to establish relationships with these other countries. It was quite a show that China's President Xi put on in China for these leaders to come in there, and the president was certainly paying a lot of attention to it.
Karen, you've covered President Trump for a long time. Any indication that in regards to the Russia-Ukraine war, where he just throws his hands up and says, you know what, I don't want any part of this. This is going nowhere. Is there a chance that the United States withdraws from any sort of negotiating between the two countries that are warring?
He has said he would do that. We've heard similar from Secretary of State Marco Rubio, but that hasn't happened yet. I think that, you know, the president, even if he has indicated like we could just walk away, does feel compelled to stay in. And he has said, you know, this is trickier than he anticipated. This is a harder one for him to solve than he thought. So I feel like there's kind of a challenge here that he wants to stay involved with.
Final quick question, Karen. Anything we're looking forward to at the White House today?
Well, the president will be having those conversations with the European leaders. We are not going to see that on camera. We'll see if the president comes out and gives any remarks after to indicate how those conversations went.
Karen Travers, ABC News. As always, a pleasure, Karen. Thanks so much for your time.
Have a great day.
11:43 on the Mark Arum Show. Congrats to Irene in Sandy Springs. Come on, Irene. No, that's a different song, right, Deborah? Come on.
That's a great song.
Eileen. Oh, I forgot to get the David Duchovny song. Dag, that is probably going to be a tough find anyway. I didn't know he recorded albums. David Duchovny joined us earlier on the Mark Arum Show. Don't forget, right after the new news, going to give you a keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz. I'm distracted because this headline is shocking. Now, it comes from popularmechanics.com, which I don't know the credibility of this website, Deborah. They always have interesting stories, but I don't know how credible Popular Mechanics is when it comes to scientific stuff. But according to this article on popularmechanics.com, a scientist says humans could live for a staggering 20,000 years. Can you imagine if a human being could live to be 20,000 years old? So here's what the story breaks down. A molecular biogeneratology professor, I don't know what. A scientist believes we've only started to move toward holding off aging and that humans will eventually have the potential to live for 1,000 to 20,000 years. Technology not yet created would be key to extreme longevity, as we'd be able to as we need to be able to eliminate aging at the cellular level. DNA repair and reprogramming cells are the only ways to grant impressively different aging outcomes. Can you imagine a world? Would you want to live in a world where the average life expectancy is over 1,000 years? Deborah, how much would that change humanity?
I mean, if you read the Bible, didn't they live like hundreds of thousands of years to start? So, I mean, at some point that probably was true. But 20,000 years, oh my God, I'm exhausted now. Like, how long is your childhood? How long do you have to work to retire?
Yeah, it's like, when you grow up, you're 300 years old.
Yeah.
like what? I mean, that would, again, I don't know how much weight we put in this. I have no doubt that cellular research is going to make drastic things. And I could definitely see where the average life expectancy becomes like 100 years. Yeah. Right? Think about it. If you go back 300 years, the Middle Ages, life expectancy was 30, 35 years old. And now it's, for women, it's like 80 years old. So, I mean, there obviously is, room to grow possibly if we can do something on the molecular and the genetical level. But 1,000 years. Maybe that's the key to the lowering birth rate is we're just
make everybody live.
Yeah,
longer.
We're just gonna. I don't know. That's crazy.
Is that why we're developing Mars?
Yes, exactly. So we can send once you hit 5,000, we send you to Mars because of what do you do?
Logan's Run.
I mean, I'm looking at Longoria because he's a parent. He's got 2 girls that he's gonna have to pay for their college educations. Imagine you got to support your girls
and weddings
for 500 years.
Yeah.
500 years. Think of all the birthday presents you have to.
Crazy.
Yeah. So again, this is all from Popular Mechanics. I don't know how legitimate it is. I can tell you what is legitimate and the best in the country. That's our traffic coverage. Updates 24/7. Let's go back live to the traffic center and Alex Williams.
And bringing some good news this time, Mark. That car fire that was on the downtown connector heading to the airport, 7585 South University Avenue. It has been doused. All lanes are back open, so those brake lights back up to Freedom Parkway will start to improve. Construction continues 575 northbound, Town Lake Parkway, exit 8, left lane blocked there. Brake lights stretch back to Bells Ferry Road. You can use Highway 5. And checking on a new slow zone on the east side perimeter, 285 southbound, the inner loop between Covington Highway and I-20. Traffic brought to you by True Natural Gas. True Natural Gas offers low rates, excellent service, and a loyalty program called True Rewards. See for yourself at TrueNaturalGas.com, where they appreciate their customers. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
So if you can't handle your real face, then don't tell me how to handle my life.
He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
They have a lot more money now because they stopped kneeling.
Eric Von Hessler.
Things are going to get broken.
Eric Von Hessler.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB. Atlanta's News and Talk.
You deserve a friendly home services technician that actually knows their stuff. Chris Chandler here. TE Certified Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling only sends polite technicians that pass the rigorous TE certification program. They're licensed, insured, friendly, and always fix it right. TE Certified knows great service starts with a job well done and ends with a smile.
TE Certified.
Attention antique lovers, this weekend it's the Lakewood 400 Antique Market, located north of Atlanta on Georgia Highway 9, 2 miles south of Cumming. Visit their website at lakewoodantiques.com for more information. This weekend, don't miss the Lakewood 400 Antique Market.
This is Scott Slade with how a short phone call can change your life for the better. Take a few minutes and call MyLend and see if there's a way to put money in your pocket every month. There's so many options with MyLend. Here's an example. One of my friends at MyLend is looking at a reverse mortgage for his mom, who's 82. She's currently in a house that's paid for and too much to take care of by herself. So they're considering a reverse mortgage by selling her current house, then buying a smaller one by only putting 50% down and then putting the other 50% in her bank account, essentially trading homes and putting a couple of $100,000 in her pocket. If you or your parents have a similar situation, call MyLend, where the guys and gals there will put together a plan that's just right for you with no obligation. Call 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's mylend.com. Spell it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee 148769, located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLand is an equal housing lender.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
If you've ever organized your closet only to have it look like a bomb went off in there 1 month later, then it's time to call Artisan Custom Closets. Dave Baker here with a custom spacious closet from Artisan. You'll never have to deal with all that clutter again. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
This is Mike Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers.
And this is Jonathan Geller. And Dad, you ever think we're too honest in our commercials?
What do you mean?
Like telling people we've got the best prices in Atlanta. Aren't jewelers supposed to be kind of fancy and mysterious?
Jonathan, if I wanted mystery, I'd sell trench coats. We sell jewelry. People want to know they're getting the best deal.
Okay, but what about the romance, the sparkle, the hand-picked diamonds? We've been part of 3 generations of love stories.
Sure, all of that, but at the end of the day, nobody writes love stories about paying too much. Our history, our expert jewelers, it all comes down to the best jewelry at the best prices.
Fair point. Maybe that's why folks have trusted us since 1939.
Exactly. Best jewelry, best prices, no mystery. Just D. Geller & Son.
In Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Cue the jingle.
Affordable jewelry for everyone is at D. Geller & Son.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But what if you could get both? Why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is Medi-Share. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with Medi-Share, and that's huge, but it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. And we know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about Medi-Share, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And Medi-Share works, too. It has for more than 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of members who love having telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
That's the song David Duchovny referenced earlier in the show, honoring his friend Gary Shandling. Good job, Deborah, finding that. Playing at the Same Dream. is the name of the song. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Before I forget, I asked Vinny to do some research as Google celebrates its 27th birthday. I was just curious, what other search engines are still in the game? Vinny, fifth most popular up to Google, which I'm assuming is number one. What's the fifth most popular search engine right now?
So we got something called Baidu.
Baidu?
It's
like
Chinese,
Erica Badu?
Erica? I mean, yeah, that's how I pronounce it.
Okay.
It's a Chinese
search
global
engine.
Search. Yeah.
All right.
DuckDuckGo.
Still a thing. Okay.
Yeah. The top three are solidified. Yahoo.
Oh, yeah.
Microsoft Bing.
Bing.
And then Google.
And Google. All right. Little
no
guy.
one's using Ask Jeeves anymore.
Yeah, no one's using. I mean, rest in peace to all the. I mean, Google is just such a dominant factor. Anyway, happy 27. They just lost a lawsuit yesterday, by the way. Just got this new audio from Speaker Mike Johnson. Whoa, that's still David Duchovny. Yeah, this is that's Speaker Mike Johnson covering the David Duchovny song.
The president knows and has great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this as recently as 24 hours ago. What he's talking about is the Democrats who are doing this with impure motives. If they cared so much about this, why didn't they do something during the 4 years of the Biden administration when the Biden DOJ had all the records? They didn't say a word about it. Now they're doing it for political purposes.
One of many big stories we're going to monitor throughout the day, including RFK Jr. still testifying in front of a Senate committee on Capitol Hill. A reminder, limited number of tickets available for this first ever WSB Meet and Greet. Yes, you can meet me and all the WSB radio hosts next Thursday, September 11th, 6 p.m. at Truist Park. Mingling at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Park. Heavy hors d'oeuvres, delicious drinks. Home Run Derby, and all of WSB hosts on a panel answering your burning questions and talking about life at WSB. Limited tickets available just today and tomorrow. Just go online to choa.org/WSB events. Click on the incentives. That's choa.org/WSB events. Buy a ticket. You and a +1 get to hang out with me, the Erics, Chris Chandler, the traffic team. Everyone's going to be there. Christina Edwards will be there, making sure we stay dry. choa.org/WSB events.
Longoria's fact of the day.
All right. Today is National Macadamia Nut Day. Macadamia nuts are the king of nuts, apparently, and are native to Australia. They have the toughest shell of all the nuts and are harvested when they fall to the ground.
And they're freaking expensive,
They
but
are.
delicious. They're native to Australia? I
Yeah.
thought Hawaii grows the macadamia nut. I'm
Native
not
to
questioning
Australia.
your
No, yeah.
fact of the day, but
Google told me they're native to Australia.
yeah, I need to do that no carb thing. When I do no carbs, I'm husky. Like this is too big for me. But I do the no carbs, and one of my treats is I eat a lot of cashews and peanuts, etc. But when I want to treat myself, I get a little jar of macadamia nuts because they're so good, but they're so expensive. I'm not a fan of macadamia nut crusted stuff, though.
Really?
You ever see that in a restaurant? Like, oh, we got a macadamia nut crusted bass.
Right.
No.
No.
Keep the nuts are fine on their own. Don't mess with a good thing. I don't want nut crusted anything, to be honest.
Now, are you guys ready for the Mark Arum star of the show?
Deborah, phenomenal booking our guest today. Got the Duchovny song. Good job, Deborah. And she turned around a social media video with my interview with Andre Holland. So I'm going to post that in just a second on the gram. So Deborah gets the star of the show. Two big name actors that Deborah booked, Andre Holland and David Duchovny. Fantastic to talk to them. Let's see, Amy Wink from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution following possibly a big sell-off of a company from hometown Coca-Cola. Mike McKee joined us from Bloomberg News. Natalie Brand joined us live from CBS on Capitol Hill. And Karen Travers. And me and Vinny and Longoria. Why not? It was a good show today. Good show. Coming up mañana on the show, Bill Crane, political analyst Bill Crane, more tickets to see Jim Gaffigan and the return of the 5K Day bonus blitz. And don't forget, speaking of the blitz, right after the new news, I'm going to give you another keyword, another chance for you to win $1,000. So don't go anywhere. I'll be active on the socials at Mark Arum, MarkArum. Stay safe. Have a great Thursday, Atlanta.
On that midnight train to Georgia. Yeah. Said he's going back
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
WSB consumer expert Clark Howard, sponsored by Ragsdale Heating, Air, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Because we're not building nearly enough homes in the U.S., homes are getting older and older and older. And there's a big difference between buying, let's say, a 40-year-old home and buying a 10-year-old home. That difference, a lot of maintenance that may not have been done. So when you're looking at a home that is older, you really need to factor in what it might need and what that's going to cost you. And make sure you get a thorough inspection before you buy.
Skip the hassles of a traditional home sale and sell your home quickly with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate.